So, yeah, joining. We'll start the session in just 2-3 minutes. Participants are hiding, so just wait for 2-3 minutes. So, hello. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today's workshop. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today's workshop. My name is Pradeep Patil. I'm a moderator for this workshop and I hope I'm audible. Yeah, my name is Pradeep Patil. I'm moderator for this workshop. I'm working as a senior manager for incubation at AIC-Pinnacle Entrepreneurship Forum. This workshop is organized by AIC-Pinnacle in association with Multi Startup Hub, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I welcome Sudhir Mehta sir, founder of AIC-Pinnacle, and our chief guest Jeet Vijay sir, CEO of Mighty Startup Hub. I request Sudhir sir and Jeet sir to inaugurate the workshop.
Good morning. Am I clear and audible, Pradeep?
Yes, sir. Sir, I request to virtually inaugurate the workshop.
Yes, you are audible.
Uh, Thank you, sir, for the inauguration. Now I'll take this opportunity to introduce such an outstanding personality of Sudhir Mehta, sir. Sudhir Mehta, sir, is the chairman and managing director of Pinnacle Industries Limited. Pinnacle is India's leading commercial vehicle seating and interior company. He holds a bachelor degree in computer science and economics from NEPI University, USA, and MBA in finance and international business, University of Chicago, USA. Mr. Mehta is a serial entrepreneur who has started and successfully led several ventures. The group employs over 3,000 people in India, Israel, Spain, and USA. He is also the chairman of CI Western Region. He was confirmed the Super Entrepreneur of the Year award in 2018 by Machinist Magazine, Times Group publication, for his contribution to the Indian manufacturing sector. He is also a regular contributor of op-ed articles for the Financial Express, the Hindu Business Line, and other publications. He is also director at Force Motor Limited, director at Reviews Education Limited, Israel, director at Insure by Kidder India Private Limited, vice chairman at Indox India, director at Vidil Pinnacle Engineering, director at CBWAD Israel India, president at Maratha Chambers of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture, MCCIAM, director at Pinnacle Social and Charitable Foundation, lead and coordinator at Pune Platform for
Post-COVID, I think first of all, we have to all understand that the post-COVID world, while there may be a vaccine, I think many things are here to stay. That the vaccine, our lives will go back to normal. I think this has been the defining event of our lives. And in many ways, many of the extent, this is going to be either a wonderful opportunity, or if we don't capture it, this is going to be a demographic disaster. I think the forward is dependent all of us to see we may we are all looking forward in terms of economic growth, in terms of becoming a powerhouse. Was the question was who will pay. If you are focused on the input side of the business, it was very difficult to get revenues. But now that startups will also be focused on ensuring that the farmer gets a better price. And if somebody gets a better realization, it is much easier to get them to pay a transaction fee or to pay a percentage of that. Will mean that revenue models for agri startups will undergo a dramatic change. And I think this is going to be one of the very important areas where much innovation can take place. Secondly, agri technologies are something which there is a huge opportunity for improving our yields, for reducing our wastages. And again, with the flexibility in the new farm rules where people will be able to buy produce well in advance, they will be able to make payments in advance, will mean that farmers will have the additional income which will allow them to buy all of the things which they need to improve their yields. Earlier, there were many things which were obvious that one should not able to afford them because they did not have the initial money to make the investment. But with the advent of more organized farming, this will undergo a very dramatic change. So I think in terms of people looking for opportunities, the ag sector will be extremely strong. The other main area I think is health and concern for the environment. Obviously, spending on health up in the last year, and I think this stuff which is here, all of us have realized that health is the most important thing. And I think as of this area, there will be many more technologies, many startups have done an excellent with this pandemic, coming up with things like medical devices and others. And certainly many more opportunities because in a country like India, so globally, any innovation in healthcare reduces contact, which allows medicine to reach out to rural areas where today we have a positive healthcare. I think are going to be an opportunity. So, in some, I like to say the post-COVID world, as we will now call it, once the vaccine starts to come in, will present many opportunities. And I think it's, as a country, as a startup environment, as an ecosystem, it becomes our responsibility to see that we are able to capture this and to make sure that we are able to achieve the India that we are all looking forward. I wish you all the best, and I hope today's deliberations help us to come up with better ideas for what can be done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such valuable inputs. Hello. Yeah, thank you, sir, for such valuable inputs.
Thanks, Pradeep.
So moving forward for the workshop, as we all are concerned about COVID crisis and its impact on startup ecosystem, we thought this session would help us to all achieve the clarity on what to do post-COVID, what are the opportunities and how to step ahead. Before we start, I'll take the opportunity to introduce with the AIC-Pinnacle. AIC-Pinnacle, we are globally focused, industry-backed business incubator and government-supported incubation and investment platform. Registered as Section 8 non-profit entity to support innovation entrepreneurship and innovation program. Our goal is to support the creation of vibrant and high impact. We are supported by Atal Innovation, Niti Aayog, Office of Development Commissioner, Ministry of MSME, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. There are also official confederation of industries for Western work impact achievements. We have 25 ecosystem partners, 50 plus corporate partners, 10 plus academic partners, 100 plus mentors, 40 plus investor network, 50,000 plus community network. We also have a global partnership with USA, Israel, Singapore, Russia, and South Africa. Till date, we have done 100 plus on entrepreneurship, 35 training and workshops. 6 startups got national level awards, 2 got international level awards. In terms of infrastructure, we have 20,000 plus square space at prime location Pune. We also have a manufacturing setup space. We also have 2 equipment labs. The startup we have supported are really doing well and expanding their wings. There is a lot more to say about AIC-Pinnacle and our work and its impact. You can have a look on our website, www.aic-pinnacle.org, and stay in touch with us. We look forward to support startups. Moving ahead on the workshop, to organize this work is to provide the direction and guide on coming opportunities to rebuild the startup ecosystem, which is struggling due to COVID-19 crisis. The workshop includes expert sessions, panel discussion, startup founders group discussion. I'm sure you will get interesting facts and valuable inputs out of this. The workshop topic we are going to cover in these 2 days, that is 18th and 19th, are market opportunities post-COVID, choosing a favorable market, possible changes in business model post-COVID-19, COVID-19 impact on startup ecosystem. There will be an expert panel discussion tomorrow on emerging opportunities post-COVID-19. There will be a group discussion among the startup founders on challenges faced during COVID time and what methods they use to overcome. For this workshop, we have Mighty Startup Hub, Ministry of Electronics and IT as a partner, Paytm, HubSpot, CII, Wadhwani Foundation, Revelis, AWS, Villagro, F6 as ecosystem partner, DY Patil University, JECRC University, Ajinkya TY Patil University, MIT AOE, IIM-CR, DPU, and DY Patil Institute of Technology as an academic partner. On behalf of AIC and organizer committee, I welcome and thank you all the partners. Now I would like to introduce you with one of outstanding personality as our chief guest, Mr. Jeet Vijay, CEO of Mighty Startup Hub. Mr. Vijay is an investor and advisor with 15 plus years of experience in USA in international private equity, venture capital, and strategic management advisory. Previously, Mr. Vijay was licensed by FINRA, an investment banker, broker, dealer, and investment advisor. In his last position in USA, Mr. Vijay was the managing director of Horizon Fund, the strategic venture fund of University of Texas System, with USD $60 million in committed capital. He was also the assistant vice chancellor for investment and entrepreneurship at University of Texas. He was investment director at an emerging market focused on private equity fund in USA, where he was involved with various small cap IPOs and APOs. Mr. Vijay has mentored more than 100 entrepreneurs and worked with more than 20 growth companies in the last 5 years. He received BBA, MA, MBA, and ABD from leading universities in USA. Currently, he is working as an advisory to various central government ministries, advising in the areas of gap funding, market failure, funds of fund structure, innovation culture, and practice development India. He is also mentor at AIC-Pinnacle Entrepreneurship Forum. Now I request Jeet sir to address on choosing a favorable market post-COVID-19.
Good morning, Pradeep. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning to everybody here, and Sudhir sir, especially for helping us launch this initiative called the AIC-Pinnacle a couple of years ago. So I know Pradeep mentioned a lot of accolades for Mr. Mehta and what he has done. But I definitely wanted to share that more than anything else, he has been a great mentor to many, many young entrepreneurs. He himself being an entrepreneur, he understands their needs, opportunities, fears, and desires. So his support and mentorship has not only created his own successful companies, but he has helped many big people realize their own dreams and goals. So that is I think the feather in the cap of what he has done. And it was very visible during COVID situation in Pune when he led the PPCR initiative and really brought the community forward together, showing at the national level what can be done when leading industrialists come together and organize a community of like-minded individuals to create benefit for the society. So great accomplishment to you, sir, and really proud to have been associated with you and with your initiatives. But going forward, I wanted to touch on the fact that 2020 has been a challenging year. And as we close the chapter and we look forward to new emerging opportunities, we have learned a couple of things. And one is that Black Swan events are no longer to be treated as rare, but to expected as natural part of evolution. And human evolutionary design by design are enterprising beings. When we are pushed, we can think big, bold, and outside the box. This pandemic has shown us that nothing is impossible, be it the natural calamities or the will of the human being to survive. And I want to take that and put it in the real context, right? When you think about it, what our Honorable Prime Minister has done, even in these tough times, instead of worrying about the challenges as much, which he does all the time, he has relied on the strength and commitment to launch the mission of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And it was the foresight of same Prime Minister and his unwavering confidence in the future that he launched something called Startup India and Digital India Mission a few years ago. The outcome of that initiative, just 4 or 5 years old, has shown that India is among the leading adapters of technology. And we handled the pandemic in a lot of positive ways because the infra and the orientation towards technological innovation that has been percolating across our society for the last few years. And we all can agree that traditionally education was considered to be the great equalizer. Everyone said get educated and you can move up the rungs of society. That is true. But in today's generation, technology is the great equalizer. Technology enables people to create, collaborate, and conduct business in manner and ways which was not possible before. And it is the technology that has brought the disparate parts of our society, the heterogeneity of our population, demography, and geography to come together and percolate the orientation of economics and wealth creation across our country so that GDP can improve, plus the livelihoods of people can improve. Now, moving on more specifically, so the government is doing quite a lot of things, but I really want to focus on the digital element and what the Ministry of Electronics and IT has been doing, particularly for the last few years. If you think about it, Digital India program was launched in July 2015. It was a vision of transforming India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. And the founding principles of this mission were three things: affordable, exclusive, transformative. It should be affordable, the technology should be inclusive, and it should be transformative. And the foundational principles, that being these three, led to the pillars around which the vision was created. One is digital infrastructure as a utility for every citizen. Now, if you look at the MyGov platform and if you look at how the government is trying to engage the stakeholders, of course, a lot needs to be done, but the steps are being taken. Second pillar was governance and services on demand. And third is the digital empowerment of citizens. So this looks at the governance, looks at the empowerment, and looks at the infrastructure as it pertains to the technology's role in developing all those three pillars. Now, of course, it's great to launch a mission, but what has happened in the last 5 years? In the less than 5 years, transformative initiatives such as Umang, DigiLocker, GEM, Beam UPI, GSTN, Jan Bank accounts, and so many more have brought the cost, or rather have increased the benefits and created that ease of living for a lot of segments of society across geographies of India. Now, India is among the leading country in terms of digital penetration across sectors. So let's just talk numbers, right? So 124 car.
Sorry for disturb, sir.
Yes.
Some participant says that there is ups and down in voice. Please check the voice.
Better. Okay, I'll try. If any other issues come, do let me know.
Yes, it's better now.
So if you look at the numbers only, so India is among the leading country in terms of digital penetration across sectors, right? We got 124 crore Aadhaar cards, 120 crore mobile phones, 49 crore internet subscription, and a network of more than 3 lakh common service centers serving this digital economy. And under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Digital Sakshatkar Abhiyan, the government is implementing world's largest digital literacy program, under which 1.96 crore people in rural backward areas have already been imparted training to become digital literate, and a total of 6 crore will be trained. And that is the target the government is working on. Now, the foundation has been laid, right? So it's Startup India, Digital India, just being 4 or 5 years old. So if you look 4 or 5 years old, it's just a toddler, right? So there's been some growing pains, there's been some teething problems, there's been a lot of learning that's been coming out, but the foundation has been laid. Now, India is the second fastest digitizing country in the world. The digital divide, if you look at the statistics, historical context, between 2014 and 18, of the 10 states with the highest growth in internet subscription, 7 states had per capita GDP lower than India's average. Now, what does that really mean? That means that not only more internet users are coming on board, but they are coming on board from the areas which were lacking. And what we know as a correlation between internet connectivity and digital economy is the empowerment and the increase in the output productivity and the GDP numbers. So that has been proven, especially in the North American studies that we have looked at. Now, for India to become that $5 trillion GDP that was target before COVID happened. But if we take that apart and just focus only on electronics and IT, so the current trends in digitization can create a $1 trillion economy and sustain 60 to 65 million jobs. And just that's just one sector of the Indian economy we are talking about. Now, a set of overarching principles have been in place for India to secure its place in a digital world, which is essentially borderless, which has capital flowing, innovation flowing, data flowing across the countries with the fewest pain points. Now, as Mr. Mehta also mentioned, the potential explosion of fintech, agri-tech, health tech, and edu-tech, and other technology-based innovations in India. They will create this tremendous opportunity that, as he mentioned, health, hunger, and hygiene, as well as on the technology side. So these are some of the large things that the government has been doing. Now, it's going more targeted, specific as to what Ministry of Electronics and IT startup initiatives are. I would like to show a small presentation. Please, can you give me a screen sharing rights, please?
Yes. I have already given some. Please share your screen.
Let me figure out how.
And voice volume is continuously, sir. Lots of participants put a message.
All right, I'm going to take off the earphones. Is it better? I've taken the earphones off.
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, all right, great. Let me see. How do I do screen share? Share screen. All right, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
All right, great. All right, so now talking specifically about the initiatives for startups at the Ministry of Electronics and IT. So Mighty Startup Hub is the nodal agency for the government of India's Ministry of Electronics, whereby our purpose is to make sure we bring all the resources, all the opportunities, all the assets, all the access, all the partnerships for the startups under one hub. And so currently what we are doing is that we have various schemes. One scheme is called Tide 2.0, and that's an incubation scheme under which we are supporting 51 incubators across the country and giving them funds to support startups. And the AIC-Pinnacle is one of those incubators and one of our good ones where we look at for you guys to support a lot of engineering and product-oriented startups. So aside from giving funds to the incubators, we have another scheme whereby we are looking at, or you know what, let me tell more about that. POEs as well as IoT, excellence at Gurgaon, we have blockchain. Aside from the Center of Excellences, which support these startups, we are also running 3 different accelerator cohorts right now because incubators work with startups at an early stage, but as startups need more funding to get to the next level, we launch various accelerator programs as well, whereby the startups can get more targeted, more time-defined, more rapid scaling support. So aside from that, we also have the IPR scheme. So we want to focus on promoting our innovators as well. So if anybody's filing for protecting and promoting their intellectual property, we have various reimbursement programs. So the idea is that IP not only protects the value, but it also builds the valuation. So our goal is that when the people, entrepreneurs and innovators are filing patents, they should be incentivized. So up to 15 lakh of funding and reimbursement support is provided for the domestic as well as the international patents. So if anybody has patents and are interested, they can check out our website and portal and apply for the reimbursement directly without having to go through anybody else for that. So if you look at it, we are across all the stages. So we are working through our scheme for EIRs, entrepreneur residence, whereby we support entrepreneurs who still don't have a company. Then we are giving a little bit of prototyping grant to the incubators so the entrepreneurs can actually work on prototyping and testing and validation of the product. Then we are giving scale-up funding, and up to 40 lakh per company is given for scale-up funding, and that is done directly through our programs. And for that, you have to go through a tied center such as AIC-Pinnacle and be part of the cohort so you can apply for that funding opportunity. After that, aside from running these EIR, grant, and scale funding, we also have unique programs we do. So we did a Jal Shakti program or challenge. We did the video conferencing challenge when COVID happened. And we are looking to do new different challenges, either interministerial or with a corporate partner. So if you look at it, we currently have, we have done 22 challenges so far. Currently, we are running 10 different challenges. And so these challenges, the goal is that the corporate will define a problem statement and they will come to us and we will launch the challenge on their behalf and help them source the impactful startup for the challenge that they have in place. And the corporate will award them either with a contract or with the investment or with a prize money. And so that's the other vertical that we have whereby we look to support our startups. Also, we are doing things with within a global context because the idea is to build a hub and spoke model with a network of innovation centers across the world. So being at the ministry, we are partnering with various equivalent ministries and departments in various countries to figure out how do we enable cross-border collaboration for startup creation. So for example, we are in discussion with countries in Middle East, in South America, in North America, in Europe. For example, currently, I think this week only we launched a new program with the United Kingdom Royal Academy of Engineers. The focus on that is building capacity and innovation between UK and Indian startups and the research institute. So if you go to our website, you will find that challenge currently live. And you can apply for that, and there will be funding available for, I think, 30 or 40 lakh for the startup for that program. So you can check that out. Also, we recently finished a challenge for COVID technologies. So we did a nationwide challenge, 400 applicants. We shortlisted finalists, 40 companies, 40 startups have been selected for funding. And up to a total of 10 crores is being given to funding between these 40 startups across India. And that program just closed, I think, a week ago. So there's a lot of initiatives that the ministry is doing to create, promote, protect, and support our startups, our entrepreneurs, our innovators, and our academic institutions, our researchers, so we can all come together as a society, as a collective, and create something that's really impactful and is bottom-up driven, and that can create that sustainable, inclusive, technology-based society, which, as Mr. Mehta mentioned, that puts India in its rightful place on a global scale. This was a country of entrepreneurs and warriors, and the way we built it was bootstrapping it, and by focusing on our own core competencies. And with our Honorable Prime Minister, our Minister Ravi Shankarji, our Secretary, sir, we are looking at figuring it out. How do we take all these challenges, convert them into opportunities, and provide those resources and support for our startups that can actually really enable them to create something which the government cannot create. So our goal is that working with private sector, leading industrialists like Mr. Mehta and many of other industrialists like him across India, and asking them to get more involved. Because unless the corporates take the leadership role, unless they get involved, we will not be able to support the startups. We have done a wonderful job of creating a baseline fabric, and we have got all the academic institutes to be part of it. Now the next level is to get corporates more involved. And the third level is to get more investors involved. So some of the new programs that we are in the discussion phase right now is to figure out how do we do more joint public-private partnership projects with corporates and also with investors, because there shouldn't be a negative stigma in terms of private sector generating returns and revenue for their assets and intellectual property and support they're providing. So there's a lot of discussions on how do you balance the need of the society and ensure that the common good is created and not the private good at the expense of the common cause. So a lot of discussions in the philosophy, on the economy, on the specific challenges and opportunities that can really be created in a collaborative manner with the support of civic and industry leaders. And so we can all come together and really redefine year 2021 as the pivot year when India launches on this new trajectory of growth led by our youth, which is, as Mr. Mehta said, is the demographic dividend of today, but will become the demographic disaster of the future. When all the young entrepreneurs of today, if we all age, then the social security net doesn't exist in India to support the retiring population. So right now, India might not be the richest country in terms of economic wealth, but we are the richest country in terms of intellectual wealth. 70% of the Indian population is below the age of 35. We got a huge number of smart people. Now, the opportunity is that how do we create the vibrancy? How do we ignite the passion and the opportunity so they can all collectively create something? So I hope this workshop today and tomorrow will be enlightening, will be interesting, will be engaging, and will allow you guys to collaborate, figure out how you can, take the opportunities that are coming forward in the future and collectively try to create some wealth and value out of it. And definitely, please reach out to MSH. Please check out our website and follow our social media accounts. And we'll be happy to support and engage with the entrepreneurs, with the corporates, with the academic institutes who are here today, and see how do we all work together better. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Really appreciate it. And good luck to all the participants and the AIC-Pinnacle for organizing this wonderful workshop.
Thank you, sir, for the valuable inputs. You have almost all touched all the aspects of market, as well as you have updated on mighty startup hub schemes for entrepreneurs. And we thank you for such valuable inputs. So moving ahead for the next session, before moving ahead, there is many questions in the chat box for the sir. Sir, can we have some? Can we take some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Mr. Nitin is asking that there is any specific scheme of mighty startup for the agriculture sectors.
So specifically, so for example, we had done a Jal Shakti, but that was more focused on water technologies. So if you look at it, there are schemes in two different ways. One is you can go to any of our incubators and they may be running different sector focused challenges. So if you can even go on the MSH website and you can look at which incubators are running challenges focused on particular sector, and you can apply for those. Second is there's always a corporate coming up and saying, can we run a challenge together? So there will be agri-tech challenges as well as they were in the past. And third is if you have created some technology and patent and the idea behind your project, then you should actually apply for that intellectual property IPR reimbursement program as well. So the answer is that there are challenges, they keep coming up, new and new, it's always a live feed for us. And again, it's more about figuring it out where all these resources are and actually using it, because the government of India, under Ministry of Agriculture, under Ministry of MSME, especially Ministry of Agriculture, you have SFAC, Small Farmers Agro Consortium. They have many, many huge projects. They have especially for cooperatives, for FPOs, for making farmer producer organization, and for agri-tech. So there's a lot of these opportunities. So do check out the SFAC website as well as the MSH website.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So there is one more question from our participants that there is any scheme for IP filing related to electronics and IT?
Yes, the scheme, as I mentioned, it's sector agnostic. So as long as you're creating patent, design, copyright, any kind of intellectual property where you have incurred cost for filing and for granting of the patent or IP, you can apply for it on our website directly. You can apply, and it's a direct reimbursement scheme.
Yeah, sir. So one more questions. Any schemes for startups working on ideation stage?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Any schemes for startups working on ideation stage? The startup is on ideation stage, not POC or market launch.
Yes, so under the Tide 2.0 scheme that I mentioned, which also has it and has, I think, 3 or 4 EIRs being supported under that program.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So can we take some more questions?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So there is a question from Arvind that he's struggling since last few months. How to capture the market post COVID-19? Yep.
So, if I'm not on that panel, so I'll let the panelists on that panel discuss, because I think AIC-Pinnacle has done a good job of getting good speakers and experts. So definitely they will be able to guide you, discuss you, brainstorm with you much better than I would be. Pradeep, one thing, so please take the general questions only, not very specific ones, if you don't mind.
Sure, sir. So I also request Arvind, you can approach us. We have launching new cohort. We'll tell you the application process. We'll definitely guide you on the partnership, market opportunities, and how to capture the market. So there is one more questions. What is the process to reach MIT for electronics business out of India? How to reach MIT for electronics business in out of India?
So there is definitely you can drop us a mail, because see, MIT is a big ministry, right? And there are a lot of verticals underneath it. There is the international business vertical, there's the electronic vertical, there's the IT vertical, there's the governance, e-governance. There's a lot of different verticals under the ministry. And so my focus area has primarily been on the startups. But if you reach out to us, then we'll definitely find out where the opportunities are, because international is the key. And our joint secretary, Saurabh Gorji, he just recently, last week only, launched a new scheme focused on building the semiconductor fab ecosystem in India, and that has a huge international component in it. So please do check out the website and you'll find some relevant information. And if you don't, then please do email us.
Yeah. Any more questions from participants? Please type into the chat box, or you can also unmute and ask. I request participants, they can put the questions in chat box, or they can unmute and ask the questions.
Hi, sir. This is Ramakrishna from Vizag. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Is there any scheme to create a platform for mentors who volunteer to provide their support for the startups? Like people who want to see the young generation grow and they can afford their services. Is there any chance for the experienced experts who want to work as a mentor or
So I would make two bifurcations on that answer. First is, the schemes are very generic, right? The goal of a scheme is to promote and support entrepreneurs irrespective of the particular sector they are in, right? Unless we run a sector focused scheme, which are our priority sectors. Otherwise, you can apply if you have an innovative idea. It doesn't matter if it's an e-commerce, or is it a deep tech, or is it a service enterprise. You can apply through to the application process. And if you're among the best ideas applying, then of course you guys will get selected. It's always about finding innovation, not necessarily guiding innovation. So we want to support the ideas that are the grounds up created, and less by directing them as such. Second answer I'll give is, I was having this discussion with the Institute of Chartered Accountants day before yesterday. And same thing came up, is that our engineers can create products and they can create these technologies which are highly impactful. But ultimately, business is built with the support of the finance and the business folks. To scale a business, you don't only need a product, you need the expertise of finance and strategy and business. And that's my discussion to them, was that as a collective, create a community, engage your community within that particular startup domain, and create new revenue streams through it. And so I would recommend the same thing, is that schemes are great to enable and promote and seed some basic ideas. But it's the intellectual horsepower that you guys have, it's the community that you can build, the collaboration you can create. And that's where I think the money will start flowing through, the opportunities will keep coming from that. And that's where I get back to the point of bottom-up community creation process instead of top-down, scheme-driven mandates.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for guiding. Any more questions from participants? Yeah, okay. Okay, there's a question in chat box that to whom we have to approach for IP-related expenses, reimbursement of IP-related expenses at Mighty. Yeah.
If you go on the MSH website, there will be a link for applying for IP reimbursement, and there is a form behind it. You fill that form, it automatically goes to the IPR division. They will review it, and they will get back to you. I think it's a very quick process since there's not multiple layers. It's a very quick process, and reimbursement is based on the facts, right? On the expenses. So if you have the invoices, if you have all the paperwork and everything that is required on the application form, then getting your funds will be a very, very high probability. So shouldn't have any issues with that. Just apply online directly.
So there is one more question related to funding that, okay. Mr. Haritesh Paresh Shaha is working on a saloon-related industry, and he wanted to make a prototype or MVP, but the cost is very high. It's more than a 40 lakhs plus. So how to get that level of funding? What is the options of opportunities and options for the funding?
And so I wouldn't go into the details, but again, this is funding is everyone's question always. So even when it comes to funding for something that size and that tech driven, so there is multiple. Now, funding depends on who you are, where you are in the stage of your company's growth, what profile you have, what growth potential you have, right? So funding can come either through the base research grant, it can come through the applied grant, it can come through the commercialization schemes of the government. But after that, it comes to the semi-private sector, which will be, soft loans, startup loans, and other schemes that the government has, which would require you to have some credentials, some capacity, some repayment capabilities. Then becomes the proper bank funding. But more than all of these funding sources, I would say for a startup, then it becomes more about collaboration with the resource owner. So for example, if you're trying to do something, build a prototype where the majority of cost is going to be some heavy capex related, then you need to find a large company in that particular sector and work with them on some PIK basis, payment in kind basis and not cash basis. So you can actually use the resource to build your product, baseline prototype to validate it, and then the economic arrangement can be done. And to formalize that structure, this is where the incubators such as AIC-Pinnacle come into play, is that these are industry-led incubators. So anybody in the automotive sector can really benefit from all the resources, technical resources that Pinnacle has in-house, all the factories and machineries they have in-house. Because if AIC-Pinnacle works with the entrepreneurs in mobility, then they can easily leverage the resources of the parent institute. Therefore, I would recommend that you seek out the right corporate partner or right incubator, which actually works on these technologies, so they can defray the cost of development for you as much as possible.
Sir? Hello? Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, Rohit, you can answer. You can question.
Yeah, sir, I'm a student and say that I have an idea for a startup, and I don't have a good team till now, and I really want to protect my idea so that no one else starts this before me. So how can I do that?
All right, this is Rohit. This is great. I mean, I'd love to see young entrepreneurs trying to go back to the basics. No, so this is what the incubators are there for. Incubators have to ask yourself a couple of questions. One is, am I the smartest person in this world? Because if you think that sharing your idea, somebody will steal it, then you're assuming that no one in this world has thought of that idea. Okay. I'm not saying that blindly share your idea with everyone, but there's a little bit of sharing to creating, right? Reality is socially created. So you have to share some information to really know how valid your information is. So first ask yourself, you're the smartest guy. And then if you are, then don't share, right? Second question you have to ask yourself is, do you want 100% of nothing, or you rather have 50% of something big? Because again, sharing is caring, right? We all grow together. You know, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you're going to go far, you got to go together, right? So you have to figure out the right people to share these things with, and the right mentality, right attitude, right approach. And those are the skills that teaches you. Those are the skills that the incubator mentors help you understand from the business perspective, that how much of the information can you share, how much NDA, when should you share it, how you should share it, with whom you should share it, and before sharing, what kind of a due diligence you should do on the individual with whom you're sharing the information. So there's a lot of strategy and process behind it, which an incubator can help you guide. And that's why I always emphasize, if you got an idea, then go to these incubators. Every city has 5, 6 incubators nowadays. At least Government of India and various ministry has put in 3, 4, 5 incubators in most of the large cities. And private sector has their own accelerators and mentor networks. So definitely leverage it and become part of the community so you can exchange ideas and you find the like-minded co-founders. So
Thank you, sir, for guidance.
Hi, good morning, Rishi here. Jeet, thank you for sharing your insights. They are always valuable to all the entrepreneurs at various stages. So I'm co-founder of Hurdle XR. It's a virtual events platform, and we are part of the AIC-Pinnacle Mighty Tide program. And we are also in the final round of selection for Chunauti, that I saw on your slide during the presentation. So I have a couple of questions here. So last week we did one event for a life sciences giant called Bayer. So they did an event for the radiologist community in the Europe. So we got a question that if we can host our platform onto their servers on premises. So we are okay with that, but with a little bit of hesitation because we are not IP protected. So I am speaking with Pradeep to kind of figure out how we can get help on that one. So my question to you directly now is related to Mighty Startup. So is there any way that we can have any Mighty Startups event hosted on our platform? Probably if you want to showcase some of the incubating startups across different incubators that Mighty Startup supports, can we host such an event on Hurdle XR in any time soon?
Hey, great to connect, Rishi. So I've seen your pitch deck and what you guys are building. Very interesting, definitely very exciting. I don't know about this platform thing because I don't handle this. There's a whole team that actually does those things. But if you have any request on what the value add for entrepreneurs is, not the value add for you, okay, what the value add for the community is, how it can benefit the community, please write an email, send a short, note. And if it meets our compliance and our requirements and all the policy frameworks, then we'll reply and telling you what you need to do to give us more detailed proposal regarding that.
Brilliant.
But then anyway, so you are in the business of creating companies, so you need to be sourcing customer wherever you can, even on this platform, right? So I appreciate that, but do send an email and we'll see where that we can go.
Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Bhavanaji.
Yes, sir. This is Bhavna Ambudkar from Dr. D.Y. Patil Institute of Technology. So something here, many of our faculty do have an idea of startup. It's a team with the students. Now faculty is working full time. So how is that we can go with these things? Already faculty is recruited over here, but interested in working for the startup. So what do you suggest in that case?
Bhavna ji, that's a question for your administration. That would be something how much they allow you to do, right? Uh,
Sir, administration is fully allowing us to do that. But then I want to know how is that MITI is going to support such cases? That is what is my angle of.
See, Mighty doesn't. I wouldn't speak for Mighty. I'll speak for MSH, Mighty Startup Hub, particularly,
Okay.
not the whole ministry. So again, going back to that baseline thing, that we don't differentiate between who the founder is and what the target is, right? We only want to support the laying of seeds of innovation wherever they are. Now, that having said that, what I would recommend is that I think I've mentioned this previously, is that at University of Texas when I was there, that was the model we supported quite a lot, because if faculty is a subject matter expert, they are the researchers, they understand the intricacies of technology, but they don't have the bandwidth to commercialize it. So what happens is that at University of Texas, the institution made the policy for co-founding startups between faculty and students. And so faculty would be the founder, and the postdoc or PhD or master's student will become the CEO as a founding CEO. And so the technology belongs to the faculty, they transfer it to the company, and they become the founder along with the student who is the CEO to run around. And that model works really well. One of our professors created 5 different companies in 5 different years, because every year he would take a PhD student in his lab, and the project was to make a startup in whatever they were doing. So he created, and out of those 5, 3 were actually funded by the private sector. So, and after 5 years, then he took a sabbatical for 2 years, because he said, I want to taste what it feels like to be the CEO. I don't want to be the CTO anymore. So he left the academy and he went into running the company. But I'm telling you, I think that is one model for increasing the success rate of our startups, is having a mixed model of co-founders, whereby you bring a little bit of maturity, expertise, and deep knowledge of a faculty and the mentoring attitude, plus the energy, drive, hunger, and vision of the student. If they come together, then the success rate of a academic-led or a college startup can tremendously increase. But definitely there's a huge scope for something like that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for that. So any participants want to ask any questions? So otherwise we'll move for the next session.
Yes, Pradeep, I have a hard stop at 12, so I got it wrong.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. So we'll move for the next session. Okay. So, thank you, Jeet, sir, for valuable inputs and answering the questions.
All right, thank you so much, Pradeep and the AIC team for organizing this workshop, and good luck to everyone. And please get to know MSH, follow us on our social media handles, and if any need is there, reach out. That's what the government is there for, and hopefully we'll get around to responding and actually helping. So please do that, and let's stay connected. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Moving ahead for the next session. Okay. Before moving ahead, I just wanted to inform you that we have launched new cohort. So you can apply for that. In this cohort, we are going to mentor you, we are going to connect you with the market. We are giving you the investor opportunities, funding opportunities. And so we will share you the application link. We are also going to display this link on our website. Our website is AIC-Pinnacle, AIC-Pinnacle.org. We are also going to share this link on your mail. Also I'll update my mobile number and mail ID in the chat box. You can contact us for that. So this cohort, your idea is from any sector. It may be a social sector, technology sector, agriculture sector, or any sector. We are supporting all ideas, and Okay, you can see the cohort picture on your screen. I hope the screen is visible to all. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, it's a 9 months cohort. We are providing you the incubation support, prototyping support, corporate connect, and investor connect. Also, there is a support with the 50 lakhs. And we are specially focusing on mobility, agriculture, health, and IT sector. But yeah, it's not necessary that this is a specially focused sector, but it's not like we are not focusing on other sectors. We are accepting application from all the sectors, but the special focus in on this sector. So do apply 25th December is the last date. We are just increasing our date because today is 20. So just we are increasing the date till 25th of December 2020. So you can apply. We will share you the application link. Okay. So now I will move the next session at 2:30. We have a lunch break. Post lunch, we have a group discussion with the startup founders on what challenges they faced during the COVID time and what are the methods they used to overcome. This is very valuable because mentors, advisor can guide us, but ultimately as a founder, as a startup runner, we have to deal with the uncertain situations. So let's see how the startups, what method they use to overcome this COVID crisis, because we have invited those 8 successful startup who is run successfully during the COVID time also. So we'll introduce you all with them at 2:30 sharp. We'll start the session. This is session 3rd for our workshop. So we'll see you at 2:30. Thank you. Okay, one more thing, you can join us on the same link. We are not going to changing the joining link. So a link will be the same, and you can see on a screen that is next section is group discussion 18 December 2:30 to 3:30. We'll start this session at 2:30. So stay online and with us. Yeah, thank you again. Good afternoon, all. We'll start the session at 2:30. The participants are joining, so I welcome all of you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, all. Yeah, hope I'm audible and the screen is visible to all. We'll start the next session at 2:30 sharp. This session will be group discussion between startup founders. We have invited successful startups during COVID. So we'll have an interaction with them and we'll start at 2:30. Yeah, good afternoon, Harshad. Yeah, someone is.
Hello, Pradeep.
Yeah,
I hope I have joined the right link.
Yeah, right. We'll start in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I found this. I found this link through Explorer registration. Actually, I couldn't get that in your email. So I'm just checking if I
might be actually we are
right
sending
link.
a bulk of your gotten many links are going in spam.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that might be the reason. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm waiting. Yes, sure.
Nita ma'am, welcome, Nita ma'am.
How are you, Arshad?
Good afternoon.
Arshad, how are you?
Arey, Avinash, sir. Yeah, I didn't see you. Okay. Yes. Doing
Good
great.
to see you.
Yes. Yes.
All the
It's
best.
now it's time to meet online only. What can you do?
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, good afternoon, Ranjit. Ranjit has joined.
Hi, good afternoon.
We'll start in 2-3 minutes.
Sure.
Welcome, Deepesh. Yeah, welcome, Deepesh, and welcome, Neeraj, as well. Yeah, I think Gaurav also joined. Welcome, all of you. Yeah, 29 minutes. Yeah, good afternoon. I just request our startup founders just on the video so we can. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, welcome COVID, Neeraj, Dr. Prashant, sir. Yeah. Ma'am. Smita ma'am, can you on the video?
Yes, I am there.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. So welcome back and good afternoon to all. As we all know how startups are struggling during COVID times. So let's go into deep and let's have a discussion on it. What are the actual challenges faced by startups in COVID time and what are the methods they use to overcome this? You know, the experts, panel members, advisory mentors can show us the direction and their experience. But ultimately, you guys as a founder have to deal with uncertain situations like COVID. So today we have invited such successful startups who faced such challenges and deal with uncertainty of COVID. So I welcome Deepesh, Dr. Prashant Lahane, Gaurav Bhushan, COVID Savlam, Neeraj, Ranjit Deshmukh, Smita Mahajan, and Harshad Bhagwat. So these are the startups who are successfully run during the difficult times. So we have specially invited them. So I'll brief you about all the startups. We have invited 8 startups today. So I'll introduce first Deepesh. Deepesh is from a Cargo FL Private Limited. It's an AI-driven cloud-based SaaS supply automation software. Cargo FL enables business with AI-driven logistics and supply chain technology. About Deepesh having a 20+ years of experience, overall industry experience. He was a ex-vice president of Bank of America. He have also US patent on his name for the code accelerator. His interest in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud SaaS-based technologies. I'd like to introduce Dr. Prashant Lahane, HexaEdge Private Limited. HexaEdge Network is a software-defined networking SDN technology startup aiming at bridging the IT infrastructure and networking gaps by applying the next generation technologies. Registered in February 2020. It's just before the COVID crisis. So it's a very difficult time. I hope you have faced many challenges. So now all the 3 co-founders of HexaEdge having a 20+ years of experience in IT industry. So moving next, I will introduce with Gaurav Bhushan, Equip9 technology. Equip9 app is a technology-based solution designed specifically for the heavy equipment industry, on which you can post your jobs to find resources for your asset. This technology optimizes the turnaround time to connect with field operator across India at a very affordable price. Okay. This app is provide a workforce solution to all types of heavy equipments. Now I introduce with COVID Savla, third eye technology. Advit Technologies is aiming to solve the regular day-to-day proceedings, the information technology gaps present, lack of data centralization and analytics, which subsequently hampers one's ability to take the real-time informed decisions. I'm pleased to inform he has many awards and recognitions. Awarded CSI SIG E-Governance Award 2018 and 19. Awarded FICCI Best Smart Policing Initiative 2017-18. One of the winners at Social Alpha Urban Live Ability Contest. Certified as top 10 most promising law enforcement technology solution provider. Selected in top 100 startups in India by IIM Kolkata Innovation Park. Awarded by TCS CTO as one of the best social initiative at Digital Impact Square. Selected in Maharashtra Startup Week, and he is also facilitated by Honorable Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao and additional DGP admin Pradnya Saravade of Maharashtra. I would like to introduce with Neeraj FontLab. FontLab is a customer-centric, technology-driven and process-oriented company. They solve industry-specific problems by combination of IT technology, data science, and subject matter expertise. Mature electric group of people who share a magical vision of the future, working towards bridging the technological gap in the current practices by developing innovative products and solutions. Now I introduce with Ranjit Deshmukh, Road Bounce. Ranjit have 23 plus years of experience. His career transforming ideas to successful product. A software architect, a heart. Ranjit has founded 3 startups in last 20 years with a successful exit, where his company was acquired by US giant in logistics space. He has currently founded Road Bounce, a unique mobile platform for automatic detection of pothole and reducing road accidents. Road Bounce is a quick span of 3 years, has received many awards, notable from Niti Aayog, FICCI, US Embassy, and Vietnam government, and is currently expanding in Singapore. Ranjit has many achievements. As a part, he was a part of architectural team of NASDAQ, Maharashtra Government Excellent Award for Fastest Growing Startup, developed a psychometric analytics platform, association with USA to reduce suicide and mental trauma of soldiers returning from the war. He also has a patent in process for data-driven mental health assessment system and rapid road safety assessment. Now I would like to introduce with Smita Mahajan, Pink Warrior Private Limited. Engineer with a background, 14 years of IT experience, now a startup company owner for the last 2.5 years. Co-founder, managing director, and chief mentor for Pink Warriors Private Limited. A trainer, motivational speaker, business consultant, and mentor to individual, corporate, and business. She mentored more than 5,000 women from urban and suburban areas of Pune and nearby villages to make them Atmanirbhar in collaboration with MSME and AIC-Pinnacle. She have a dream to make every woman able to stand on her feet and financially independent. Now I introduce with Harshad Bhagwat. Harshad Bhagwat is a founder of Words Maya, an educational technology startup, which empowers college students and professionals in India with professional communication skill and soft skill so that they become employable. Words Maya has been incubated at IIM Kolkata Innovation Park. Words Maya is proudly associated with many state universities, educational institutes, companies, and NGOs across India to help student and professional improve communication skill and become employable. Words Maya has won several awards and includes Smart 50 startups to transform India. Proud to serve 15,000 plus students across India during COVID lockdown in partnership with AICTE. Harshad has received several awards like Young Inspiration Award at Youth Summit 2019, organized by Sakal YIN in June 2019. He is a regular speaker at several professional events and conferences. Harshad was an active member of TIE, which is the world's largest organization of entrepreneurs. He is also a fellow of Startup Leadership Program, a global program which runs 23 cities in 12 countries. Before jumping into entrepreneurship in 2014, he worked as a scientist for 7 years in Tata Research Development and Design Center, Pune. So I welcome you on behalf of AIC-Pinnacle, and we are glad to have you. You are really doing well. We have invited you as you have successfully run your organization in difficult time. Your views will surely inspire others startup. So let's start with today's session. Again, I welcome all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pradeep.
Yeah. So can we start with the today's session? With the discussion session? Yeah.
Looking forward. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll come first to Deepesh. Deepesh wanted to know, as you are in supply chain,
Logistics.
Logistics supply chain. So what are the challenges you was facing during the COVID times?
Sure. Yeah. So thanks, Pradeep, for the question, and thanks for inviting to this conference. It's very nice to be here among all these people on board. So guys, yeah, so basically before the COVID started, I think most of us as startups, we were on the upper end. We were going up, things were going good, a lot of orders coming in. All of a sudden, third week of March is when we realized that customers are confused, our vendors are confused. They don't know how to react to a new situation that has happened in the market, right? So can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had actually at that time in logistics and supply chain, three major purchase orders. One was coming from UK. One was a Dubai customer. We had an LOI from a Dubai customer. And one was from a government organization here in Pune. So all three of them, all of a sudden, we had planned our budget, our resourcing, everything, all of them went on hold. So what we did was from our perspective, at a very high level, the challenges was to understand what our customers are looking at, how they will react, and depending on their reaction, we have to mold ourselves, right? So we have to tailor our reaction according to their reaction. That's number one. Number two was all of a sudden, all our team went offline. People went home. They were not available in office. And because our team is scattered, like in Kolhapur, there are people in Solapur, Ahmednagar, where already they have infrastructure issues. They don't have internet at home. So one good thing is because we are pure IT, we are into pure technology. If you have an IT, yes, you can work from anywhere. But getting those infrastructure in place at those cities is again a major challenge, right? So they didn't have any of them. So now even if I ask them, okay, you go and get an internet connection, but the guys who will fit the internet, they are not coming there, right? So then they have to rely on their mobile connectivity. So that was the second challenge which we faced. So first was mostly about the customers and vendors, the demand and supply we are not able to predict. Second was from a logistics perspective, because we are a technology company, we were not able to handle how we will manage our team. The third challenge which we had was the confusion that was there within our team.
Right.
I mean, all of a sudden people don't know, right? What will happen? Will we lay off? Will they lose their job? Or we have never gone into a style where you will have an Excel sheet with a task list. Because being a startup, you are in a completely agile mode, right? You come to office and then you say, okay, this is the problem statement that we have today. Let's jump on it. Now, all of a sudden they say Excel sheet. Now, Excel sheet, you cannot share it. Then all of a sudden we realize, okay, we can use a Google sheet. So we go to a Google sheet, then start maintaining the tasks, assigning to people. So the assignment and all those, things. So we primarily had those kind of internal challenges, the communication challenges, customer communication challenges. And the major roadblock for us was the payments going on hold.
Oh, that's
yeah. So customers started deferring payments. Right. So we had about, I'll tell you about 5 or 6 invoices that went on hold. But luckily by July first week, we got them all released. So we were able to come on board and finish it up. But at a high level, those were the challenges. Even though we are in logistics and supply chain, this is the only sector which was growing even at that time, right? People were doing most first mile and last mile.
Right.
We being a technology company, we just had to support our customers. So the office was running, work was going on, the payments got deferred. That's the major impact that we had. So hope that answers.
Yeah. So indirectly there is opportunities lies also, right?
Yes. That's true.
As you have mentioned, there is a lot of challenge in terms of IT infrastructure.
Yeah.
My second question is to Dr. Prashant Lahani, sir. Sir, you are working with IT and infrastructure. So many people are working from home. So I guess there is a lots of load on your industries.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. We at Hexage Networks, we are giving the software-defined networking technology solutions to distributed enterprises and work from home kind of scenarios. So we started working on a SD-WAN solution 1 year prior to incorporation in 2019 itself. We incorporated in February 2020. And just after incorporation, before that, we acquired 2 customers and we did POCs at larger customers like Haldiram Foods, Aditya Birla Hospitals, and 8 to 10 more customers. So we were in the 3 to 4 orders were in the pipeline, and suddenly this lockdown and everything happened. So all the orders, customers were confused. As Dipesh has rightly said, everyone was confused what to do. So customer postponed and canceled the purchases. Priorities had changed from capex to opex mindset. Sales and marketing was standstill, and we have to revisit our expansion plan. So for these challenges, for 2 months we were completely clueless what to do. Everything was standstill. But once we started thinking about applying this SD-WAN technology instead of larger enterprises, shift from larger enterprises to the smaller SME segment. So we come up with the software-based solution where within hours we can deploy this work from home solution. Means any server can be accessed from any location over internet. So we call it as a LAN over internet, and it don't require any configuration, or it is within hours you can deploy this solution. So we build our solution, we molded our solution focused on SME segments, and we also come up with the industrial IoT solution where industrial automation can use this solution for analytics. Earlier, industries were not aware about this remote monitoring. They were not serious about this remote monitoring. But because of this pandemic, all the industries faced this challenge, and their process industries, automation industries, they need to physically go and check these machines, CNC, PLC, all kind of robotics machines. So we have come up with the solution where they can remotely monitor, program this PLC machine. And we have got very good response for this solution. So because of this lockdown, we got time to mold our solution, which was basically intended for large enterprises. We have come up with the 2 or 3 variants of that solution for SME segments. And in this period, we used the social media and LinkedIn platform very much. So we got connected to 1,000 plus customer base remotely, because everyone was online throughout this 4 or 5 months period. So response rate was very good. So we got very good connects over this LinkedIn. We use this connects to cater our to reach to the customer base, system integrators and networking companies, managed network services throughout the India. And we could establish the association group. We would advise all the startup companies to use the social media as well as the LinkedIn like professional networking platforms.
Right.
Yeah. So now we have our solutions are pretty much, we have worked on the solution. We have developed the few other variants of our solution, and we are ready to pitch to the market. So we use this time for strengthening our offerings.
Right, sir. So it's all very nice that you are changing your methods according to the situation, and your approach was so technological based. So, so it was so nice. Now I wanted to ask Gaurav that you are in a heavy industry. You are working with heavy industry resource supply. I hope many heavy sectors are blocked down during the COVID. So I hope you. What are the challenges And second important question I just wanted to ask, what was your approach when the unlock starts and the people are joining back, the resources are joining back to the heavy sectors? So there is two approach. First, when it's a lockdown, many resources are, there is a question what to do next. And when the unlock start, they are already, many are working in Maharashtra, they back to their hometown, and when the unlock starts, they come back. So what was the different when the lockdown starts and when the unlock starts? What was your approach and what are the challenges?
So first of all, thanks Pradeep for inviting me for this. Out of all startups, I think we are the most newer one. Right. And for us, this COVID time was definitely a shock. But that time we were starting. That was the time when I started with AIC-Pinnacle. And we were starting, and being a complete technology-based company, we somehow were able to manage. We were almost created our design and everything was ready. We added all the developers. We thought that, okay, now we'll start. And suddenly everything stopped. And the biggest impact was there on the deadline of overall the product which we are trying to make. Because from my perspective, the deadline was in the month of June, I was supposed to complete, and in the month of July and August, we were supposed to go live. And suddenly this happened. And it became very problematic to adjust because many of the people were not adaptive of working from home, especially developers, those who are from college area, those who are 1 or 2 year experience. They have never worked in a work from home situation. So making them understanding like on Git or working in a virtual situation where nobody is around you was very difficult. So everything postponed from June, it went on July, August, and finally by September, and this app was ready. From operators' perspective, monsoon is a season when a maximum of the equipments or heavy equipment industry doesn't work. Right. So that time, maximum of the operators, they go back. And that was the time which we planned that this time we will use and we will try to onboard operators in that quarter. Yes. So now when the operators were not in the city, it became very problematic for us that how we'll be finding operator, because I was having field team ready and we were planning that we will be starting pin code wise and we'll be going every pin code one by one. And then once we are having Pune done, then we'll move to Ahmednagar and then we will move to other cities. But challenge became that we cannot go out, we cannot do any field work, and everything became we have to be completely reliable on social media or any other platform like LinkedIn or Facebook or something of this kind. So we started using Facebook groups as our medium. That really helped during that COVID time. We almost that was very surprising that I was not knowing that we'll be able to collect information so fast using social media, Facebooks, because on one post we started getting a lot of notifications because people were in need of job, and they were also very much worried that what will happen post COVID because nobody was going to turn up in city. And this tension was there on both sides, on the business side as well as on the operator side, because operators are semi-skilled, they do not understand. For them it was not a big deal, but for business owners it was really a big deal because finding operator again in the city was a tough challenge. Yeah. So somehow we were able to coordinate things well because we use social media, and we all started thinking it not like a problem. We started thinking it like another challenge, the way we are having lots of challenge from funding to bringing down into market and making it a #1 app in this industry. This was another challenge. We started accepting it, that we have to overcome with whatever limited resources we are having. And with that mindset, we were really able to overcome it well. And right now in October, we went for our beta testing. It went well. November, second week, we went live. We are 1.5 quarter running late, but still we were able to manage those time. And good thing about COVID was that during COVID time, people realized the need of such apps where you are having everything collaborated on a digital platform. So instead of becoming bane, it was turned as a boon. Like I felt that many business people, they directly came up and started saying that, okay, yeah, we were needing such app where we are having all information collected on one central digital platform. So yeah, with coordinated effort, using social medias, with and not being worried, we really were able to overcome all these things. Because yeah, when you start something, it's you who thought. So definitely every problem you have to solve. We cannot start crying that time that okay, COVID came or COVID came, something of this kind. So we have to sit down, we have to plan again, and we have to again move
Right.
on.
The approach define everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, as you mentioned, the technology plays the vital role.
Yeah, and one thing which I've learned during this COVID time, that you plan, how well you plan, it doesn't matter. Let it be how well you plan. One thing which always remains constant, which will remain a fact, is that you will fail. Whatever you, how good you plan, how best you plan, but the scope of being failed, you cannot deny. You cannot. That's the only possibility which is 100% certain. So when you start accepting that possibility, I think you start narrowing down that possibility that, okay, we will fail, but how closer we fail, that's something we have to decide. So with that mindset, I think every day we were working that, okay, we will fail, but how closer we can narrow down this gap of failure. That's something we have to take that step. And everything worked well so far.
That's excellent. So I'll move ahead to with COVID. I just want to inform you all of you. I actually proudly wanted to inform the ePass application is developed by COVID. You know, this is a very excellent approach in difficult times. You are thinking to solve the society problems. So really, I would like to inform all. That's all know the ePass systems. We are everyone is using that for the traveling from one place to another place. And so so COVID, what's your approach and how you just wanted to know what's
okay. So good afternoon, everyone, and please pardon my name. It's sound very similar to COVID.
It starts with
so
it starts with C.
Yes. So okay, my internet is a little unstable. I think you are able to hear me.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. We are able to.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Very much audible.
You can stop your video also.
You can put off your camera if you want. Your voice will be better.
Just hello.
Yeah. Now we can.
You're audible, COVID. Please continue.
Oh.
Some technical issues. Pradeep, please continue with. Okay, he's back.
I'm really sorry. I think my internet was little unstable. Okay. So being a very young startup, we do not keep too much cash in our company. So and one of the essential part of our company is we went out to different districts and cities to sell our platform, that is Third Eye. And we have developed a lot of modules for government, mostly police and some.
Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about how.
So we were quite very uncertain because we lost like 1 or 2 customers there. In January, February, we went out with Osmanabad and some Raigad district. With some of the district, we had to go to give training and complete the Third Eye process. So all of that was actually closed down. We were almost out of work for that short duration. But luckily, Raigad police, he's our old customer, approached us with this aspect because now the lockdown is going to start and we have a big responsibility to maintain all the vehicles and ensure that all the essential services should run. So initially, obviously, government was just try to give a physical pass, or they have to go to police station and or to municipal corporation and take a pass. But it was against the norms of social distancing because in a single day, around 500 people went to the municipal corporation. So it was a huge problem. So that's why they approached, can you make a centralized system? Okay. So in a time of 2 to 3 days, we developed the MVP. We showed it to the Raigad police, and actually they started with the MVP itself. We will issue the passes from here. And in their Twitter handle, they have given all this information, and suddenly it caused the eyes of IG of Konkan region, Mr. Niket Kaushik. So he personally called SP of Raigad and me in a conference call. I want to implement this software in all of the Konkan region, which combines Thane, Ratnagiri, and Raigad and Palghar. So by the evening, we sent 5 username and password to these 5 districts. Later on, next 3 days afterwards, the IG of Law and Order, who was the nodal officer for this to ensure mobility, smooth mobility of Maharashtra state. So he ordered us to give this platform to all of the Maharashtra, develop it. So let's say in a period of just 5 to 6 days, we developed the e-pass application, and then it went on for next 5 months. We made a lot of iteration. Initially, it was with the police department duty to accept and reject the passes. Then it was moved by the government to commissionerates. So sorry, collector offices. So again, we had to give a training, and everything was online. So there was one good thing, the training, which I think government has never done online training that do not accept SOPs. Companies had to visit to them, and they have to train because they are not technically to enhance. Neither police, neither this collector office and municipal corporation, they are not very tech savvy. So, but they, because the application was easy, so they learned it and they started using it as fast as they received the credentials and everything.
Right.
So, and we got 2 to 3 more projects for COVID-19 only. Like we provide the geotagging service to few of the cities that they can geotag the containment zones, and traffic police can find the alternate routes for people to visit, and the health worker can go and check each and every person in the containment zone. So we provided the online dashboard to 5 cities. So that way we sustain ourselves, and NIC and 1 or 2 people tried to bypass it to the Mantralaya. They went on to Mantralaya, we will develop the e-pass system because this is not a big company or something like that. Right. But ultimately, because we were quite agile and quite rapid and quite robust in making the modifications, so the system remains with us. Right. Even now, we were able to serve around 45 lakh people, including great. All the laborers. So 92 lakhs people actually have applied for the e-pass system in the 5 months duration. So it was
thanks to you, because the people who are in urgency or with valid reasons are able to travel with this e-pass system.
Yeah,
definitely. That's a very essential time. So I just wanted to Ranjit Deshmukh sir. Yeah, you have an application that detecting pothole, right? So during the COVID times, all the roads are empty. People are sitting in the home. So was it a good time for your application? Because
thank you for having me here, Pradeep. Yeah, I mean, it was a big shock for us at Road Bounce, because all our work, including the sales and operation, happens on the road, and the roads were closed. So we really couldn't do anything. We went through the normal reaction when the lockdown happened of first denial, then anger, then exploration, then acceptance, right? However, so we took some immediate measures. Luckily, when the lockdown happened before that, we had one big order processed, so we had some funds with us. And based on the size of the pandemic, the impact, we realized that things are probably not going to get back on track at least till March 2021. So we had to plan for 1 year, and that was our target. So we reduced our costs, and luckily my team members, they realized that they can't really do anything sitting at home. So everybody took a salary cut. We realized that things are probably not going for at least initial 4 months, 3 to 4 months, till the time when the lockdown start. So that way we reduced our cost. From the sales perspective, my sales team was mostly focused on creating international partnerships and anything what they can do while sitting at home. So luckily, we had some expansion plans going on in Singapore at that time, and Singapore government was pretty active at the moment. So we could strike a deal with them. We could form a project. The project got sanctioned virtually during the lockdown period. So it was a great boost to our business. So because we couldn't find any business in India, I think India's lockdown was one of the most stringent lockdowns in the world. But we could explore a little bit on the outside, and we could get some business done. Secondly, there were many product features and many SaaS, one SaaS product which we had planned, which was there on the pending list. So to-do bucket. So the developers focused totally because they didn't have any release pressure anymore, any maintenance pressure. They focus on new features, new products, and we rolled out our first SaaS product during the lockdown period. So it was more of a housekeeping thing for us, and we kind of expected, just to summarize, that things are not going to get back for next 6 months. And after the 6 months, our sales process would start. So luckily, we could sustain through that period with the help of employees and with our customers outside of India.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it's a really nice approach to a difficult situation. I'll quickly move to Neeraj because we are running out of time. We have next session 3:30. So I just wanted to ask Neeraj, what was the method? You are in IT, IoT, right? Machine intelligence technology. So just wanted to know what are the challenges and what are the methods you use to overcome.
So yeah, hi. Thank you very much. Mainly, I know the time is running out. I'll try to put things in short. So basically, lockdown or COVID was something which was completely not expected and not expected to last so long. There were many problems that we faced initially, mainly like everyone had experienced lack of resources in-house. So everybody had to work remotely. Now, because we are working on 3 technologies, IoT, where the hardware is required, AI, and cloud applications. So the IT part was somehow handled very well, but the hardware part was where we actually struggled because the team had gone and the developers that we had gone to their villages, somewhere deep down in Jalgaon, somewhere deep down in Satara. So that we faced a lot of problem while making the hardware, and more importantly, before the lockdown, we had already got purchase orders, 2-3 purchase orders, and in fact payments as well from like Mercedes company, which was coming up in phase 3, Hinjewadi. So we had received payments, and because our solution is more about hardware, electronics, IoT, and basically a solution that will bring down your energy bill by 40%. So it was, we got orders, we got payments, and suddenly lockdown came. And because the lockdown came, companies understood, right, it is going to take some time for lockdown to go. So they wanted to recover that money. They said, okay, give us back our money, but we had paid salaries. So it was relatively a tough time. But what we did was, initially, by the emotion, we started making face shields. We made, health kiosk systems. Initially, the technology that we had using that. We collaborated with other AIC startups like AutoTribe Technologies. Together we made, and we almost reached, we actually reached Mantralaya. We were standing in front of Deputy CM's office demonstrating it. But then as slowly we understood that, it is important that we start working on our thing more than going into the social stuff. So then we understood like, okay, lockdown is going to take some time to end. And because our technology was made for the commercial and industrial buildings, especially for commercial buildings to bring down the energy, we understood that it would take at least 1 year for, probably March 21 or 1 year more to, things to get started. So then what we did was we started understanding, the technology that we have in terms of hardware and cloud applications, which is the similar industry which is not going down. Okay. So we understood logistics was doing good. And then we also found that cold storages are also doing pretty much better in the lockdown. So then we fine-tuned our technology and thought, okay, how can we make solutions for them? How can we make a cold storage energy efficient and bring it to the cloud? Because so then we started working on it, and then during last three months back, we got an order for a big plant coming up in Andhra for Parle Agro. It's a fruity plant, so it's a good project that we got. So we changed our techniques. We changed our domain, but the technology remains the same. And now once the lockdown, starts opening up, the offices starts opening up, we would be well prepared, and we can say that this technology has already been used. And then in buildings, we can bring back these things. So I mean, it was quite a journey, I would say, and it is still doing good. But then we also start understanding the things that we have made in terms of our IoT. That we can use this remote monitoring units which we had made for buildings. So then we started approaching solar companies, solar water pump companies, and last month we cracked a deal of 20,000 units with a solar pump manufacturing company. So the same technology, but makeup change kar diya and apply kar diya. So that way it worked well for us, and managing team was difficult. So we switched to Asana and Zoho projects so that we can understand, we can give the task easily to our employees. On the hardware side, what we did, many people lost their job in Pune on the hardware front. So we took them, we employed them, and then for our hardware engineers who are working remotely, these hardware engineers over here were continuously in sync. So it's like for one work of hardware, we had 2 engineers. So somehow we managed those things, and it worked pretty well for us. And as far as what we learned from here is, we burned quite amount of revenue in trying new things. I would suggest new startups, when such things happens and these things are not anticipated, it is important to understand how much revenue we have, how much money we have, and to wisely utilize this amount of money, not to try much, but to invest and put money back into things what you have already done, from where you can bring out things, not to try many fancy things, and always take suggestions from the mentors. We got very good suggestions from Mehta Saab. I still remember his suggestions. We used those suggestions and we benefited from that.
Right.
So cut it short, that was our experience.
Right. You changed method based on the situation, and it really works.
Right.
Yeah. So moving ahead, I've moved to Smita Mahajan. Smita ma'am, your contribution is really great for the women entrepreneurs, especially for small scale sector. So yeah, so wanted to ask, what are the issues faced by women entrepreneurs, and what was your guidance to them?
Thank you so much, Pradeep. So I heard a lot of fellow members here, founders of different startups,
Right.
and could hear that there were a lot of challenges. We are an incubator of AIC. It's been almost a year now that we are attached with AIC, and just before lockdown, what we were into a training workshop of 6 weeks under Ministry of MSME, under the guidance of AIC. So we were in process of these workshops getting completed, and suddenly one fine day there is a lockdown. So around 2 weeks of such workshop is still, to be completed. It was a challenge. It was definitely a challenge that now we are, as Pradeep mentioned in the introduction, we are a startup which runs by women and for any business which comes from women. We give a platform to women to sell their products. It's not just about selling. We found that it is very important to educate them. And that's why just 1 year back, we started with our education vertical called Vidyalaya, and that was inaugurated in the AIC office only. But with lockdown, lot of challenges are there, I agree, but somehow lockdown came as a very, very big blessing for Pink Warriors. We were a company in one part of Pune before lockdown, and I am very, very proud to share this with everyone that we are now a pan-India company with 18 different locations where Pink Warrior exists. So we have total 18 branches in India, and this whole progress is during lockdown. So, and why it happened was just because of digital literacy, which we introduced in Pink Warriors. Whatever was happening physically in our office or in AIC's office, trainings were happening in AIC's conference rooms. All these things completely shifted to Zoom meetings, and that's how our business never stopped. In fact, I will say that in Pink Warriors, there is not a single day where we stopped working. This digital literacy actually saved us, in fact, helped us grow to fourfolds. As I said, that now we are at Pan India. WhatsApp business, Facebook as a social media platform, Instagram, LinkedIn. We were not very active on LinkedIn, but then during lockdown, we started exploring the LinkedIn opportunities. Through LinkedIn, we got our new strategy partner, Rumani Verma, who is there helping us out day in and day out to make new changes. Before lockdown, we were into offline business more for these women, and now we own our own e-commerce portal for women. Our e-commerce portal for women is up and running, and this whole progress is during the lockdown team. So for me and for my team for Pink Warriors, actually COVID has given us a lot of opportunities where we could expand our vision. We started working in Singapore also. Now we have collaborated with a European company for our education platform, Vidyalay. So it's just a growth, and sky is the limit for Pink Warriors, Pradeep, and rest of the team. We are doing great as long as Pink Warriors business is gone happening. Just to share with everyone exactly what we do is we have three major verticals through which we help women grow their business or start their business at whatever level they want to. Starting from grassroots level to a high class business, we support all women. And for that, we have VMart as our e-commerce portal, very strong running. Okay. And whatever, we are not just another selling platform. We are definitely something out of the box other than when we compare ourselves with Amazon, Flipkart kind of e-commerce portals. Why? Because we give that education to women through our Vidyalay platform. Vidyalay is a very strong education platform in Pink Warriors where the gap which is there between a business running by a woman and actually getting that success which she deserves is filled in through the education of Vidyalaya. Today, Vidyalaya is also very proud to say that we take help from these women entrepreneurs and take coaching classes, Hindustani classical music, Bharatnatyam, Kathak, all form of services which are offered by a woman. So Vidyalaya is also a platform, and this is online. Why I'm talking about this is because all this is online and which has happened in COVID, in lockdown. So guys, Vidyalaya is an online platform through which we give all these services. Stay at home, you need home tutors, we are there. You need any kind of coaching, we are there. Any kind of mentorship, we are there. So definitely Vidyalaya is also coming up very strongly when it is on global market. Being a very small startup company in Pune, now we are reaching the global heights. And I will say, yes, we got scared. We got scared initially. There were news floating in that people are shutting down their business, going into depression. But we in Pink Warriors chose to not cry over the spilled milk, but work on whatever possibilities which can be there. And that's how I'm very proudly mentioning it here that we are a global company now with global collaborations with Pan India branches all over India, and we are expanding every single month. We are starting with another 1 or 2 branches. So that's how that thought came. Not everywhere Smita and her co-founders stand and talk about Pink Warriors. So why not take this opportunity by being digital and duplicating the whole business model of Pink Warriors in different cities. So this is how, Pradeep, we actually expanded, and looking forward to get more collaborations, get more work in an ecosystem like Pink Warriors, so that we can get more vocal about the business which is coming out of local people in India. I will specially mention this. Narendra Modi ji started this local ko vocal karo and Atmanirbhar thing in lockdown, but actually since 2.5 years, AIC knows it very well. Since 2.5 years, we are actually working on this concept. Right. And we are making women Atmanirbhar and trying to do our best to be very, very vocal about the local business. And if I have this opportunity today, I would like to take up and tell everyone, please guys, support the local business which comes from women. Download VMart, access VMart, shop from VMart, so that you all can support all the women in India to grow their business. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for this opportunity. Thank you, AIC. Mandar was always there with us. Pradeep Gaikwad was there. Now Pradeep Patil is here with us. So the whole team is very cooperative. They encourage you to do whatever best you can. And that's how a small little company in Baner area of Pink Warriors could reach the global heights. COVID was just another chance for us to expand. Yes, I can see Pradeep's camera on. Thank you so much, Pradeep. And that's it. I mean, I'm really very grateful. And I always say that COVID has come to us as a biggest opportunity which we could ever think of. Agar wo nahi hota na, so then we would have just for few more months or few more years, we would have stuck to this offline business. Yes. We were planning to go online, but then this did not happen. This could not happen very soon. COVID ke wajah se it happened really soon.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. As you have mentioned, the importance of education and digital literacy, I wanted to know the view from Harshad that you are from education industry and all the schools and colleges are closed, but there is an emerging of online education. So what was the challenges and what was the opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. So I think I'm the last person, so I don't want to repeat many of the things. I guess all of us face the same things, being uncertain, customer payments stuck down, a lot of issues. So I think I will focus something which probably others, didn't cover for the sake of it, right? So yes, in general, it's good time for online education. But actually we are more in B2B space. We deal with colleges, corporates. So from that perspective, we face many challenges. But what we are seeing now is more openness towards purely online education. We till last year, we had to sort of have a lot of, some amount of offline element. Even sales was heavily offline, even the operations. But now it's being more open. So that's a good sign, and we are really looking forward to it. And as others said, actually, we changed many things. Actually, just a couple of things we probably did well, I guess. Of course, changing the customer segment also worked and all that. We grew very fast actually during the thing. But just because this is more of a learning discussion, I would like to discuss a couple of things which we did well. First of all, we made sure that we talked to our team, which went remote, and we talked to our investors. So each month we made sure that all of us are on the same page, because every month taught us new things, and the market lookout was very different. Second thing is we always understood that the cash will be a biggest challenge, and even I guess we are still not out of that. people are being positive about next quarter, but still, I guess all of us have to conserve on cash. So we made sure that we know that the survival and the runway very well. Actually, the founders made sure that we know that part. Third thing is we stayed very close to customers. So even though colleges are still off, I'm having regular calls just for the sake of it, actually. So it's just like sharing their problems with me. I might not be able to help in every problem, but I still stay very close to my old customers who are not my paid customers today. But that's one thing I guess we did very well. And now we are seeing now once colleges have started opening up, or at least have thought about next quarter, next year, they are coming to us in that way. And someone talked about social media. Yes, I mean, I think these days people, I mean, still, I guess, even though unlock is there, but many of the people are still at home, are not having any travel, or they don't travel much. So people are very open to talking. So, I mean, my experience has been like, if people do connect with each other over LinkedIn, email, it's a very good time to have a great relationship built and networking done, I guess. Till Jan, I guess, so I was facing, what I used to do till Jan on the relationship building side, customer relation side, it's like 10 times now, I guess. So I think staying close to people for me has been the biggest learning and biggest thing which I guess I did well during COVID. Of course, other things other people have covered, honestly. And with Wordsmy, just to share, yes, I mean, we were heavily invested in institutes which are still closed. So we found our ways in corporate. We will go beyond last financial year, even though of lockdown, because of our immediate change of focus to corporates. And actually, AICT gave our course for free actually during lockdown, and around 20,000 students did that course. That is like, I would say, our contribution to crisis. I would say we didn't get any money out of it, but honestly, it was a good sign. We really felt happy that we could contribute to institutes or students community in general. Yeah. So thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you. Yeah, there is actually one more set of questions from our end. But I can see my chat box is full of questions, and we are almost reached to 3:30. So we'll cover a second question in very short. So my questions to all, just a few lines. What will be your suggestion and guidance to new startups? So I'll come first to Ranjit sir. What will be the guidance and suggestion to upcoming startups? How to deal with such uncertain situation?
Yeah, so the key always is sustenance when it comes to any startup. That sustenance may happen through expansion of footprint or going into different product business models, or by saving the cost. So sustenance is the key, and we should be always keeping a track, the founders, of the total runway they have. I think that's the key behind every startup's success, I guess.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Deepesh, what you can suggest?
Yeah, so Pradeep, from my perspective, I think I'll just add to what was just said by Ranjit. Yeah. So I think we need to identify the product market fit very quickly. Rather than spending too much time on building something, we have to keep looking if what we are building is that the right fit for the particular market, right? So that way we can take the energy of all our team members and utilize that in the right direction. If not, then we have to change the track very quick. So that's what we have learned. So constant innovation in terms of, is that going to get us to the ROI what we are looking for? Will it help us sustain at one particular point in time or not? So that channel or that angle that we have to keep on, navigating. That's what I have learned in this COVID time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Dr. Prashant Lane, sir, we'd like to know from your end.
Yeah. We would like to advise to startup, be adaptive, be agile, and don't give up.
Yeah, sir. Short but sweet and perfect. Yeah. So we'll move to Gaurav. What you can say? Hello, Gaurav. Okay. Now, wanted to know from the COVID.
So I would say that's one strength the startup have is they can change, they can update their business models, their way of working very fast rather than other big companies, established companies. So keep doing that. Don't afraid to change the way you work. Don't afraid to change your ideas, change your modules and everything. So just be agile about it and be adaptive.
Right. Neeraj, what you can add in this?
Yeah, right, Pradeep. So I mean, earlier that I had said, I would just repeat that. Uh, you know, pandemic or such situations are not and are not anticipated at all. And you do not know what things can happen. So whatever planning you might have done for a year or two, we will definitely go haywire, right? But in last 8 months, what we did and how we survived, and in fact we did well. I would just speak about that. So first thing, what I understand is you should know how much funds you have. And normally while running a startup, we tend to do some other things, some extra things. Those things should be immediately cut down. And your focus, it is not necessary to just keep working and working and working and try to get customers. You need to take a particular break also, let us say for 1 month. You have to save some amount of fund. That is more important. I think fund management, if you are short of fund, that is the most important thing that we learned. And cutting down on certain things and keeping the core team together. You might lose employees, you might lose things, but your core team is something that you have to keep intact. And also very importantly, to understand that whatever things that we are doing, we should not get stuck to only one particular thing. Okay, yahi karna hai.
Right.
In such situations, you need to understand that, okay, whatever we have made can right now be utilized some other thing, and start getting revenue from there. Once this scenario goes away, then you can come back to your original thing and start working. Because for us, the main thing was the buildings, and the buildings had gone down because everybody was working from home.
Right.
We were saying that we would save 20% electricity bill. Now they are saving 80% electricity bill, right?
Right.
Because nobody is there in the offices. So that is what my suggestion is. Keep the core team together, keep the funds intact, and then change your approach. Don't like COVID said, don't be afraid to change your approach or way of working.
Yeah, thanks. So we wanted to know from Smita ma'am, what your suggestions, especially for women entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Pradeep. And good you said especially for women entrepreneurs because
entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs, but you're contributing more for the women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because the question is very specific guidance and support in such situations. So actually, a woman always tends to go through such sudden changes in her life, but COVID was one of the major hit for everyone. Without being gender biased, it was a very hard hit situation for everyone. And I will say that the best, I don't know, maybe I will sound biased towards women, but the best thing God ever made is a woman when it comes to handling such crisis situations. Ask your mom. She can cook on a 4-burner gas. She can handle any situation. If her husband gives some X amount and tells her to manage in that money, she can do that very easily without complaining. So for a woman, this situation is like as normal as it is. You could see a lot of things, lot of creative things happening in lockdown by women. But being a company owner, being a owner of Pink Warriors, I say that use your time creatively, use your time in such a way that you earn also for yourself, not for bread and butter, but for your identity. Okay, being at home, any woman can do anything possible based on her passion and skills which she has. The one thing which is challenging here, be it any situation, COVID or non-COVID, is the mindset which a woman fights with.
Yeah.
If a woman can fight with her own mindset, then everything is fine. Everything is fine. The last thing which I would like to say is anyone who has to change in the whole process of getting identity for a woman or getting opportunities for a woman is that woman herself. अगर मैं बदलूंगी, अगर वो औरत सोचेगी कि उसे change होना है, so then she will definitely change. So the first person to change is that woman who wants to change her life. So that's what I say, Pradeep, that mindset is the game. अगर कोई भी एक word I have to leave after this session today in everyone's mind is change your mindset, be progressive, be with growth mindset, and everything changes automatically. COVID ho ya kuch bhi ho, everything is an opportunity.
Yes. Mindset matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So Harshad, please add your valuable inputs, and
Yeah,
you
sure.
especially belongs to education, so special focus.
No, I think I would speak for all markets because it's a very mixed group. I think most startups try to find a clear market gap, right? And in a dynamic market, new gaps emerge. I think there has never been a time when market is changing so fast around us. You have to understand that, not just companies, products, the consumer behavior, everyone is changing very fast month on month. And what we all have to do is stay very close to our customers. See, actually, every month I can see my customers are shifting their mindset because their lookout for next month, next quarter, next year is changing, and the whole sector is changing. And I can assure you this is true for every sector. So earlier, this lean startup pilot phase, or even someone talked about being very agile. So that used to be maybe 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Now, I guess every 15 days. So make sure you are getting constant inputs from the market, from your customers, users, that what are they doing, what are their preferences, new preferences are, and, adopt your product, operations, sales, marketing, your messaging, everything accordingly. I think we are in the most dynamic times, and it may continue even pretty sure for 2021 as well. So staying very close to your customers, I guess, is my number one agenda.
Perfect. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us, and it's really your approach define everything. So, the methods you use during the uncertain situations, the mindset, the approach is really great. The output that you are succeed well in this difficult situation. So definitely, thank you again for joining us. Your words will surely going to motivate other startups and our participants.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best from AIC-Pinnacle.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Pradeep.
Pradeep.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes, thanks, Pradeep. Thanks all.
Thank you all. So we'll move to the next session. So we have keeping a knowledge session on the topic possible changes in a business model post COVID-19. See, there is a very important topic. COVID changed everything: approach, aspects, business model, revenue generation, marketing approach, resource approach, and everything. So this is very important topic. And for that, we have a very knowledgeable and experienced speaker. I welcome Pradeep Kulkarni, sir. So I'll brief you about Pradeep, sir. He's an expert in banking and finance, entrepreneurial finance management, international banking, soft skill and behavioral aspects. He also have a YouTube channel where you can learn about banking topics. The name of the YouTube channel is P2G. I love to say he's a multilingual person as well as a multi-degree certification person. He's also completed BSc, LLB, CA, IIB, MBA, PG in training development, PG in personal management, and so many certifications. Even I cannot, list out the names. So it's a high 36 years of experience working as a chief executive for Union Bank of India. Out of that, 9 years as a faculty member for Union Bank Staff College. Presently, he is engaged with various organizations as a mentor. He's a guest faculty to training to bankers. It's for preparing the banking examination of IIBF. He's also a guest faculty to MCR HRD Hyderabad. It's the Administrative Training College. He's also a guest faculty to Business School of Engineering College Hyderabad. He also a guest faculty to Image Hyderabad. Also Indian Institute of Mileage Research Hyderabad, IIBF Hyderabad, and he's also trainer for various banking topic like CTI, TSCAB, CBI, and Union Bank examination. So we are glad to have such an experienced and knowledgeable speaker today. So, sir, we wanted to know from. Over to you. Please add your valuable inputs. Sir, please unmute your mic. Sir Pradeep, sir, please unmute your mic.
Thank you so much, first of all. Actually, you made me to be a part of this, and I could listen so many people, great people who had actually experienced the COVID and they adopted. Now I'm just talking. I think whatever my talk is a part of their all that what they have faced. I think that I have assimilated in the form of a lecture, and I'm sure that everybody will be accepting that whatever these 9-10 entrepreneurs who have discussed with us, who have told so wonderful experiences of them, that actually those things I have just tried to sum up. Okay, and what I just want that you can correlate that what Smita Mahajan told, what Harshad told, and what all I think what that COVID told, everything was definitely a part of my talk. So you can relate it as and when that aspect comes, or otherwise I will try to correlate with. Okay, thank you so much. First of all, that I am amidst the great personalities, so many good things you did. You are on the job of enterprising, whereas I am only a speaker, I am only a talker. But I know that you will definitely be glued. I request you all to please be with me, and I'm sure that my voice is audible.
Yes, sir, it's audible.
I'm audible,
Yes,
and whether the pace is also fine.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And I think I may be in between interacting with you all participants. I may be expecting responses over chat, okay, or otherwise responses through some kind of symbols. Their reactions, they are there. You can pass through those reactions. Okay, let me start my presentation, and then at the end of the presentation, we will have. Thank you. At the end, we will have the question answers. Okay, and my session is on possible changes in business models. I think our entrepreneurs, that startups, they have already told that there is a need to think about a change in business model, because there are various factors of business are changing, and when factors are changing, it is definitely need to understand what kind of changes we need to adopt. About my introduction, since Pradeep already told, so I will just skip it. And this is a very famous quote, and Smita Mahajan has made it a point that this particular thing is absolutely true. And this is change is an opportunity to do something definitely amazing, and it is proved by Pink Warriors that it was means this COVID, and the COVID compelled change was an opportunity to the Pink Warriors, and Pink Warriors encashed it. Okay, and let us have see very recently, that is yesterday only, I was day before yesterday I was reading this news. See, one blind person, when he faced the problem, because earlier he was having eyesight, earlier he was absolutely in a position to see, but suddenly he lost his eyesight. And when he lost his eyesight, he realized that there is something is required for the blind people, because they also need to use the Uber, they also need to use the Ola. How can they use? And here is a person who is Mr. Pramit, who invented an app for blind people. I think rest of the story you can just visit and watch it, because whatever I have said, that there is a change is an opportunity, such is an opportunity if we are really innovative, creative, and thought process. As far as startups concerned, actually 2020 can be considered as a tough year for startups. Very tough year for startups because more than 40% startups negatively affected. 15 to 20% startups need to shut down, and there was 50% plus funding was stopped. So these all issues definitely startups have faced, but people who have adopted to situation and try to think about what way we can really change, they definitely got changed. Okay, and now fact is that whatever whosoever are running, they are 75% are gradually recovering. Okay, this is all up from the report. I have got it. And now I think I need to really condense my talk. Therefore, I will not talk about all these things. But one thing is sure that one of our entrepreneur was talking about this. Any change, first we deny. Then deny means that is not going to happen at all. And this was a talk in the month of December when people were talking about COVID and all. Indian people were telling we are so immune. We have grown up in the mud. We are day in, day out tasting dust. So COVID will not come to us. Okay, that was the first stage of denial. In the month of February, when it has really stuck the doors, then people started doubting, really, will it come to us? Really, will it happen like the Italy? Will it happen like the other European countries? That doubt was there. But third thing, once it has struck the doors, it entered into India. Slowly cases are coming. Then we started reflecting inside. And then once it came, decided, we resolved, and then we have decided to change ourselves. So this is what is a process. And let me tell you that it is not everything in the COVID is a dark one. There are good days happened because of COVID. One good thing happened which no government, right from Rajiv Gandhi, who started in IT into country, right from his days to this day, rural India was never trying to taste the digital transformation. But COVID made it to penetrate up to the last.
Just wait, there is a voice disturbance. Just hold for a second. Just stay online. He's connecting back. Yeah, welcome back, sir. Please continue. Yeah, welcome back, sir. Please
Well, I'm sorry, because of power cut, suddenly there was power off. So therefore, I need to join on my mobile. And I request Pradeep to just handle my, what is that, presentation. Okay.
Sure, sir. I'll just open.
Okay. Just handle my presentation. And within a minute or so, I'll get my laptop connected. Okay.
No problem, sir. I'll handle it. No problem, sir. We can handle from back end.
Next slide you can have straight away. Change process we have discussed. These are the 4 business dimensions. Okay. These are the 4 business dimensions which impacted due to COVID. And the very first dimension everyone was talking about, I think more particularly Harshad was talking, that customers are changing, and the customers are changing very frequently. Customers' perception is changing. Customers' expectations are changing. And that change Next slide, Pradeep. Next slide. Okay. Customer is changing very rapidly, and the organizations which are in tune with the customers change, they only are going to be in thing. Okay, first is the customer. Second one is the value proposition. Ultimately, customers are more interested in what is beneficial to them. They are thinking about that, and every organization need to definitely look for that value proposition. And a third thing is whether really there is a value or otherwise, organizations need to make it sure that that value is demonstrated by them. Okay. So these are all few aspects. I think all of you will agree that the customer, value proposition, and value demonstration, these three things are very important for any organizations to adopt. And last but not least is the leveraging on your own organizational capabilities. Okay, your own organizational capabilities leveraging is a key factor.
Just a few seconds. He's connecting back. There is a connectivity issue. Yeah, he's connecting back. See, India have the talented people, technocrat people, but still we are facing, infrastructure issue, connectivity, and all this. I encourage startups to look on such kind of issue as also to solve it, where we, even if it is a remote location, we can get a better connectivity, better infrastructure. So I, motivate startups to look into this basic aspects as well. Yeah, Pradeep is connected back.
Hello?
Yeah, sir. Please continue, sir.
Unprecedented, okay.
Yeah, no
Corona
problem.
was unprecedented. This was also unprecedented. Okay.
I just motivating startup, look into this basic issue as well.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue.
I'm sure that people are with me because it was absolutely out of my control. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move further.
Yeah.
Okay. See, next what was changed was the customer, and the customer's new normal was altogether different, and customer need to really look for these things. See, and these are all things happened. Every one of us have experienced this, and this has created somewhere new markets, somewhere new necessities, somewhere new problems. Work from home, online learning, this online class conducting, health consciousness, all these factors really mattered most. And out of them, as most of our startups have agreed, that work from home was a big challenge for many organizations, and that work from home has even simultaneously created requirements to the market also. For example, the work from home has necessitated to many sales of vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, okay, and the making their interiors, house interiors altogether a different one. So all these needs, okay, they are arise just because of the work from home, and people, as not only people, when so they will be selling less. So the focus will be more on what is they want and versus what is essential for them. And if this is a factor, I think every enterprise need to keep these factors of customer requirement into mind, and digital engagement has gone up. People are definitely interested in having their own learning platforms, ready to learn, ready to adopt, ready to change. But these all are necessary. And thereafter, you can see outing was less. So naturally, reliance on own transport. So engagement in learning increased more. That e-consultations, all these have actually, everything is one opportunity for a business. Everything is an opportunity for business. When people were worried about going out in a travel, there is someone who started the visit to farm, and direct pickup from house to taking the people to farm. So like that, okay. And value proposition, I think every one of you also told that location is not a matter at all now. Okay, timing is also not a matter at all, because any time, any location, our product and our services, are they available? And if they are available, people are ready to be with us. Okay, even the people have started looking into the composition of basket. What is important to them, whether it is branded or not branded, whether it serves their purpose. They have started thinking about value, not the price. Okay, and the frequency of shopping came down, and naturally offerings have increased. Those direct to consumer, online stores. Okay, these are all things happened. I don't want to spend time on that, because I want you to have a little bit listen from me on what way the business models have undergone change, because these are the factors which compelled them to adopt altogether different business models. Okay, now value proposition, see, loss of interest, status driven purchases have gone. People are focusing on fresh organic food. People are focusing on personal care products. Okay, and people even started giving value to the organizations which have cared their employees, which were caring to their customers. And that's why what our one of our startup entrepreneur was telling, that be connect with the customer, try to do something to the customers. An organization which has delivered the free training to various people, that is because it is AICT requirement. Now naturally this organization will have a wonderful days ahead. Okay, here are some organizations who have did their best. Now how people started telling that we are there with you. See, DMart came to the locality, that came to our apartment. My apartment is Swan Lake, and in that Swan Lake they put up their mobile DMart shop. They have the central, Pune Central, Hyderabad Central came and had their office in our campus. That is their shop in our campus. Means retail, big, it doesn't matter at all. Okay, Khadims came to us, and they had a shop. Okay, are you getting me? Means what earlier was considered the big is good, more and more big people will appreciate. It has got totally changed. It has got totally changed, and people started, they themselves need to come, because people are not ready to go to central, people are not ready to go to shopping. Okay, so these are all the things happened on our campus. Okay, and last, I think, am I making any sense by talking all these? Hello?
Yeah, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pradeep, I'm not asking, I'm asking to all other people.
Yes, sir. Of
Yes,
course.
sir. Yes, sir.
Sense.
Yes, sir, we are listening to you.
No. Is it really making some kind of that what you can say learning to you? Okay.
Yes,
See,
absolutely.
organizational
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
organizational capabilities, how did got the change? See, financial, the top line got affected because of demand as well as supply. See, there are many organizations, many things. Even one of our entrepreneur was also sharing this, because suddenly there was demand was
Yeah, please stay connected. He's joining back. Guys, yeah, showing connected. Just stay online for a second.
How many times I need to say sorry to you? I don't know, because today itself it is happening. Right from morning I was connected. At not a single time there was power off, and now within the 10-15 minutes, I think there is 3 times power was off. Okay, within 3 minutes the power was off. Now, as what I was sharing with you was that
yeah, so please continue and just inform us when to change the slide. Hello. Okay,
I think got disconnected again.
Yeah. Government plan, till 2027 they wanted to, yeah. Sir is joining back. So, sir, please continue. Sir, also let us know when to change the slide.
Yeah. Don't worry. Now, financial, that slide is there. No, that organization capabilities. You carry on, move further. Okay. Second was the operational issues, because people need to be trained. People need to be. This is over. Okay. Next. 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 Okay. Stop there. Previous one. Okay. Previous one. Okay. Now you see, second one was the operational issues, technology issues, HR issues. Many people left the organization. Technology, we need to adopt altogether different technology. And as a result, operational problems, because of the processes are bound to be changed, because people preferences got changed. As I shared with you earlier, that people wanted now a safe delivery. People wanted a contactless delivery. People do not want to go to the hotel and eat in a dining hall. So all these have definitely made organizations to think about how they can really modify their processes, change their processes. And similarly, people also left the organizations. Organizations also left the people. Getting back the right kind of people immediately post-COVID is a great challenge. And that is definitely a part of it. Thirdly, making people trained. That is, see, some organizations, they can definitely train people off online. But every organizations can't have, or everything cannot be trained only online. There are many ways. People need to train on the job or on location. Now, those all issues are part of it. And organizations have faced it. Organizations have managed it. And how they could manage, let us see now that. Hello.
Yes, sir, we are listening.
Hello, am I there? No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then next is this managerial capacity. As someone was very rightly telling, mindset is the key. Those people who kept their mindset positive, those who kept that the business, they will come back and they will definitely be a part of it and they will grow. Those people, once again, they bounced back and they really made their organization strive. And the learning, one of our entrepreneurs was telling, listen the client, listen the customer, and the customers, whosoever are the listening to their customers, whosoever are listening to their internal customers, employees, they are learning out of that. And that learning has made them to grow pick. And then as usual, it is a managerial funda, management funda, spot, analyze and act. That is a PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act. Okay. So like this, it was going on. Okay. And okay, I'll just check. Okay. Next slide, please, Pradeep. Okay, now this I will avoid, but just you can remember one thing, that as far as this slide concerned, the one, hello.
So you are audible.
Hello. See, any impact, how long it will be, or how much time it will happen, or what is the consequences of it. This is the slide I think every organization needs to make at their level. Okay. Hello, Pradeep.
Yes, sir.
Make me host too.
Acha, okay. Host.
Okay.
Yes, you can share.
Okay. Okay. So that consequence and the impact. Okay, that impact as well as the how many times it is likely to happen. These way we can think of it. But as you know, the corona-like pandemic is not a regular feature.
It is not a regular feature.
We don't know, but will it be the continual feature? No, not at all. Now already most of the markets are open, most of the things are happening as usual, and in the process at the end, I think you will all know that which are all the organizations or which are all the sectors or which are all the segments of economy they got benefit out of the COVID. Personal health hygiene, e-consultations, means all that is relating to medical health. Everybody got advantage. Training, it has got a boost. Okay, because people really started looking into learning online. That technologies they got boost. Okay, and doorstep diagnosis means all these are relating to health related aspects. They got advantage. Online or the Zoom or the Microsoft Teams, okay, or Google Meet, somewhere or other, and as a result, the Byju's education platforms, isn't it? They are growing wonderfully, and most importantly, people were thinking about automobile sector that it will not have positivity, but the wonderful part of it is the COVID has created a scenario that they lost the trust in the public transport, and now people are preferring to have their own vehicle. Let it be a low end four wheeler, but their own vehicle. And as a result, used car market is booming. It's booming. Okay. And the food and retail, e-retailing essentials, they got increase. Okay. Online groceries increase. Interiors, their business got increase. And not only this, see, when I'm telling this, it can be linked to any startup, because everywhere there is a supply chain. Everywhere there are issues to be handled, even including, let us say, Zoom is meeting conducted. For example, this meeting is conducted, webinar is conducted. At the end of this conduct of webinar, there is a need for minutes of this webinar. Now, I was surprised to know that one young group of people, 3-4 people, they started their startup just for the purpose of recording the web meetings. Means whatever web meetings happening, whatever online meetings are happening, they are helping that organization to minute them and put it in a structured format for the purpose of their further records. So that's what, because people are talking. For example, I'm talking for an hour, but my entire talk, there may be only 10 important points. And which are all those 10 important points that they are capturing and trying to make a record for that. Okay. IT enabled services, back office support. Earlier they were giving. Now that IT became a front office requirement, because that's the reason everyone is coming on the app, right from the vegetable vendor to the milk vendor. See, big basket fellow need to bring it milk basket, like that. Everything is on the tech platform. Okay. And innovating process, innovating delivery, and insurance, banking and finance. That people are telling that got impacted. No doubt it will get impacted in the coming year because of large amount of NPAs likely to be happened due to COVID. That is a short gap. But positively, banking and finance has got full advantage of large amount of chunk of deposits, and insurance segment, which was other earlier was neglected, it got benefited. Okay, so telecom technology penetration I have already shared with you. See, one was sharing with us that I think Mr. COVID or somebody, I don't know, that he was telling importance of mentoring, the mentors guidance that helped the organization to survive as well as sustain. Okay, survive as well as sustain. Okay, then adversely impacted are there, no doubt there are adversely impacted, and people are even any whether it is adversely impacted or positively impacted, the enterprise or entrepreneur always tries to find out what best way they can make it advantageous. Let us say function halls are not working, but now people have started working on e-functions. E-functions are being done. Okay, and whatever functions are done for the small gatherings, their innovative ways of managing function so that the COVID impact won't be there. Okay, the COVID protocol followed and the functions are being held managed. Okay, so like this, everywhere the things are changing. Okay, now let me straight away come on the business models, because all these are adversely impacted, positively impacted. Okay, now see, these are the 4-way strategies any organization need to plan if it really wants to survive, revive. Okay, survive, revive, reset, and thrive. Okay, in any organization for that matter, first of all need to look for whether I will be able to survive in this situation. Okay, and next step is, if I am surviving, then next is okay, how can a science communication business, talk, films, discussion can survive in India? Yes, definitely, dear. And as I earlier also I told you, the science is the requirement of the day. Whatever communication, talk, okay, whatever communication, whatever we talk, that is having a wonderful scope. That is having a wonderful scope. The only thing is how we are going to make it to reach people. Means value demonstration is the key. Customers are finding value in that. Now it is organizations need how they can really reach the client, how they can really make it their organization visible to their clients. Do I know what is my target group? That is the key. Okay, then next is to reset, and then last is to thrive. Okay, survive, revive, reset, and thrive. And this will happen only when you allow problem to defeat you, then you are not going to make it. And when never allow problem to defeat us, because we should find ways to win our problem. And this was a quote by none other than Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I think organizations who believed in this quote, they are survived, and they are on the path of thriving high. Okay, now as usual, first step is financial assessment, financial security, make a funding plan. If at all there is a need, re-evaluate the business plan. Okay, and create a strong digital ecosystem, because there are 3 ways an organization can really manage. One is their own core product, then there is a service product, or there is another called as digital product. Because this way, digitally, basically, as well as by way of serving, you can really make your customers connected throughout. Okay, the next is, for that purpose you have to have a digital ecosystem. People need to be always connected to you, that whosoever are your clients. Leverage new technologies. Okay, I need not have to tell you people, I am a oldie. Okay, crisis management strategies. Okay, and let us see next what is in store. See, number one, in order to survive, what organizations did, that I am telling. Okay, out of that, what you can pick up, it is up to you. Okay, first of all, to survive, some of the organizations, what they did, they sold the same product. They did not change their product, but they did change the channel. The way earlier they were selling, that they have got changed. Earlier they were selling in a mall. Now from malls to they came down to communities. Malls to they straight away came down to apartments. Okay, delivery channel they changed, and brick and mortar channel to online channel, big retail hub to doorstep hut, individuals to representation market. Okay, instead of selling to each one of the people are straight away coming here, and they are selling vegetables to the community, society, and then society in turn they are packaging it and making it available to the people. In the process, farmers products are straight away reaching the consumer. Okay, domestic to organize. Sometimes I was earlier focusing only on domestic sales. Now I may have to now focus on organization. As one of our entrepreneur, he was telling that earlier his focus was on organization. Now he started change that big organizations to MSMEs. Likewise, focus also need to be changed. That can I change the client group? And there are many way government is also helping. There is one Niryat Mitra app is there, where you can see the global trend, virtual international fairs, where you can participate and make your product visible to entire world. Okay, entire world. Second way to survive is same infrastructure but different product. For example, hotel industry was shut. People were not moving out. People were not traveling. So what hotel people did, they have converted their hotel room into COVID guest, and accordingly they offered the packages for COVID guest. Okay. Earlier they were selling distilleries. Now they immediately moved to sanitizers. Well, ultimately component is same, only product need to be changed, and that's how same infrastructure, different product. See, fashion brand turned into a mask making. Fashion brands, they started converting masks, making masks. Okay, like even big organization like GM, okay, General Motors, they made the ventilators. Okay, they manufactured the ventilators. So that's how ultimately what is my focus? My focus, if it is survive, the first is, am I able to change my delivery channel? Or if my product is also not in demand, so can I look for a different product now? Okay, so till such time I come back into the market, I can change my product. Okay, now third thing is, I think this I have had, see, same infrastructure, altogether different product. See, dispensers, sanitizer dispenser. See, dispenser along with the thermometer. Okay, likewise, innovations, there is no end for the innovative thinking, but whenever there is a crisis, whenever there is a need, then only we start looking towards that. And that's how people who are always looking for changing, they always have got a big market to explore. Okay, now next is same product, altogether different process. And see, organization, no, there was reverse migration, and this reverse migration made the organizations to start working without labor. Now, can the processes be changed? And as someone was very rightly telling, the remote monitoring, the robotic functioning, mechanized working, can it happen? And that's how organizations started looking into that. And that gave opportunity for many startups to have the ideas, deliver the ideas. Okay, doorstep delivery, delivery packaging style. These are all things actually COVID has made us to look into and think about the change in process. See, same product with different process. See, very simple thing. Interview was happening online through mobile phone, physical mode. But the point is whether the panel was, even including panel was online and interviews conducted. And these interviews for hiring, interviews for promotion, Okay, and every stage of value chain, COVID safety got the importance. Okay, productions to sales. Okay, so these are all aspects. I think they made us to think about different strategies. And next one is different infrastructure and different equipments and totally different processes. Okay, that how did it happen? You know that there was a Uber Amazon tie-up. Why Uber? Because Uber drivers were not having jobs, and then Uber drivers were tied up by Amazon because delivery was required very high, and as a result, automatically Uber drivers and the Amazon, they got tied up, and the purpose was served during the entire lockdown period. Okay, more than 3 months, I think the lockdown that has made nowhere the people panic about any sort of requirement, their necessities, everything at every place was delivered, and that's how the supply chain was maintained. Okay, see, Apollo Hospital, they had tie up with hotels. Apollo Hospital and hotels tie up. The Amri Hospital and tie up. Woodland Hospital and the tie up. So these are all the different way, different hospitals had got tie up with the hotels. And that's how they could manage because they wanted to have it. And last but not least, even Apple and Google need to be tied up. So that's how situation makes us to think altogether differently. And the how the new business model comes. See, this strategy for new business model is to revive, and that revival happens by problem solving mechanism. And this problem solving mechanism, first of all, we need to look for block. What is that really is blocking us? What is that which is stopping us from this to do the business? Okay, what is that which is making us not to work? That identify the blocks. And if I'm not able to find out, then better take the consultant, better engage engineer, get the expertise of them, because ultimately the people who are expert, they will definitely throw some light on the problem, and their view, their look may be altogether different on the problem, and you will definitely be able to find out what way the problem can be solved. Okay, the next is the can the product mix be changed? Can the product mix be changed? Okay, leverage for few days with some more production, some more additional products, make a different box. Okay, make a package differently, add on diversification. Okay, add new product, add new business line. I think everybody has applied this and they have shared in their discussion. Therefore, I think whatever I am talking, I am just trying to sum up whatever they have told, whatever our entrepreneurs have told, that is coming up in the form of a theoretical or educational lecture. Okay. Then reset. Once revive, then reset. And reset happens on innovation, collaboration, and linking people, product, and processes. And last but not least is the delivery. And to make it happen properly, everywhere the entire value chain need to be trained. Every entire value chain need to be trained. And last is the thriving. Last is the thriving. Okay. Manage crisis, liquidity crisis, because why liquidity crisis came to us? Because of the blocked up the receivables, blocked up the payments, and the interest was piled up. As a result, bank loans were not able to repay. So these all issues you need to look into and make it. As every one of you know, the agriculture is the next big boost to all startups, because the agriculture now during the COVID time, everyone has realized that farm products and the consumer, if they are being straight away connected, that will be a wonderful situation. Second thing, what are all the issues to the farmer? And those upstream issues, downstream issues. Upstream issues are like inputs. Upstream issues are like inputs to the farmer, and matching agri input sellers to the farmers. And downstream is farm to work, farm to folk, that is farm to dining table. Okay, and that's how That's how the agriculture startups are going to be the next big hit, and people who are really looking into the problems, because government has already, means actually, to be very frank, government for the last 2 years the schemes are being implemented. They are into making the agri infrastructure very strong. Okay, rural godowns or that agriculture hubs they are making, and those schemes are already in progress. And once everything is in place, I think need will be a data led innovation, that is engineering led innovation in agriculture sector, and where your role will be a very big one. Okay, and in the process government has supported in a multiple ways. Mudra is there, very small way. Okay, those people who are interested up to 10 lakhs, for them there is a mudra. Okay, even government has supported in the form of moratorium, working capital financing, additional boost of 10 plus 10%. Even employees, okay, wherever the employees are lesser in number, okay, there the 12 and 12% contribution of employees as well as organizational contribution was borne by government. Even MSMEs were supported by SIDBI. They have made a 72 items, COVID items, and for that purpose, there was a scheme floated for funding. Like that, multiple ways the organizations were also supported by the government. Okay, so these are all the things I think you will take into positively, and make your organization also on the path of growing. And let's, before leaving, a last parting thought is, see, COVID has not only impacted business, but it has greatly impacted the poor people, the migrants, displaced persons, daily wage earners, homeless people, the daily maid servants, poor migrants. Okay, all these people got adversely affected, and their impact, that affected impact, is not only during this COVID-19 time, but also aftermath. Also, it is likely to be there on them, and an organization which is having concern towards them, that is obvious humanitarian concern in our day-to-day discourse at the cost of the social contract, I think it will not pay the dividend. Okay, ultimately, whatever we are earning from society. A part of it giving back to the society is our utmost duty. I think with this parting thought, I conclude my talk. Thank you so much, AIC Pinnacle. Thank you so much, entrepreneurs. Thank you so much, academicians, and thank you so much all those people, because because of this I could listen to you. I could understand really what theory stands and what practical is. Thank you so much, and with a great thanks, I stop my talk. If at all any questions are there, I would be happy to respond. Any questions, please? If at all any questions, I would be happy to respond.
Yeah, sir.
And I'm basically a banker, so good questions on banking, I'll be more happy to respond. Okay.
Yeah, so there is many questions in the chat box actually. So we are thank you, sir, for such a valuable and knowledgeable session. Yeah. Your words are surely going to help our startup to update their business model and adapt upcoming changes.
Okay.
So we'll take some questions. There is many questions in the chat box.
No, chat box actually what happened? No, when it got disconnected, I lost the questions.
So I have recorded some questions.
Yeah, please.
So there's a first question. So what changes or implementations can be made in agriculture sector? If any idea, can you please put forward?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pooja Shah. Okay. If you have a question, something, so you can raise afterwards. I think I'll just respond. See, agriculture as entire value chain, one need to understand, because entire agriculture value chain, right from sowing seed to produce marketing, everywhere there is a proliferage. Everywhere there is loss to farmer and loss to consumer. And any startup which is going to focus on even one element of the value chain and try to just plug that loophole, I think that startup are going to get a big push in the days ahead. See, today people are not giving importance because Everything is happening. Farmers are also not concerned. Consumers are not concerned. But awareness is increasing. Learned farmers are coming into the field. Educated farmers are there into the field. Now they realize the value of what they should get and what they should grow and what they can grow. See, right from what they can grow to what they can sell and where they should sell. Everywhere their support is required because they are more focused on their own production and making it ready rather than on understanding the outside elements. So that's how the agriculture startups will have a wonderful time ahead. And I'm sure those who are working in that, uh, for them, I'm definitely 100% sure that they will raise to come. Only need is to sustain what is their product. Really is that their product or their service is going to make it happen, make it available. And there are many organizations which are supporting such startups. Like Manage is there. Manage, if your startup is there, they will support. They will even link to you funding support also. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for the guidance. Yeah, there is one more question from the Vanchika. How can a science communication business survive in India? So science films and discussion. Yeah. Is there any good scope for it?
Job, okay. There are already
Yes, yes, sir.
many startups are already on the job of connecting farmers. And right, to be very frank, the ITC like organizations, they already had tied up on their own platform, okay. But for their own requirement, like their wheat or soya requirement, they just made it. But if you want to have across, then you have to connect through the gram panchayat, because now every village in hardly, I think, another 1 year, every village there will be connectivity, and through village you can get the gram panchayat connectivity, and gram panchayat wise you can get the farmers or a particular product wise farmers. For example, you are looking for only a bajra, then only bajra cultivators. If you are looking only for jowar, if you are looking for cotton cultivators. Likewise, you need to segmentize, because in our country, area wise products are different. Area to area products are different, because Punjab is good in one product, whereas Andhra Pradesh, Telangana is altogether good in different product. Rice is the main produce, wheat is the main produce. Sugarcane is the produce in a western Maharashtra, okay? Whereas in a southern Maharashtra or northern Maharashtra, you can see altogether different products, okay? Jowar, okay, like that. If product wise and the gram panchayat wise, you need to have the list, and the village secretary means ultimately you need to take the support of government, because village secretaries need to be part of your activity. And since you are into that governmental activity only, I'm sure that is possible, okay. Tech support, technology support is required. Data is very huge.
Exactly.
And managing huge data
It's
without
not easy.
technology support is not possible. Senthil, I think good task, I think you have planned. Good.
Yes, sir. Sir, we want your guidance and support. I will have the connect from the
Absolutely.
main
My
end, and I
mobile
will
number
get in
you
touch,
can
sir.
have it. Okay.
Okay.
My
Okay,
mobile
sir.
number you can have it.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Next. Thank you, Senthil. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
If anyone have questions, they can unmute and ask the questions. We are happy to answer. Okay, sir, there is one more question previously in the chat box.
Okay.
Yeah, it's related to banking actually. Okay. So what will be the changes in banking model, especially banking are merging with each other, RBI are changing norms, and to be specific, what will be the banking approach for the startups?
Oh, see, let me share with you that as far as Reserve Bank of India guidelines on startup concern, okay, that is a 5% have and this priority sector comprises agriculture, MSME, and other sectors. And for general information, agriculture as well as MSME sector, wherever there are startups are included into this priority sector fund, and up to 50 lakhs, okay, up to 50 crore, okay, is a part of priority sector lending. 50 crore to a startup startup, whether it is in agriculture or whether it is in MSME. If it is in agriculture, it will be startup under agriculture. If it is in MSME, then it is startup under MSME. So that's how the government, means Reserve Bank of India, already classified it. Now, second aspect comes whether the collaterals. Okay, because most of the startups, they're struggling with the issue of collaterals, and the collateral part, the Reserve Bank of India not clarified. Now that part is always being decided by the respective banker, and the banker's risk appetite is the key factor behind it. Okay, so I think I can talk weighted on this because that's a banker's decision.
Right.
But as far as government and Reserve Bank of India are concerned, they have already made startup as a part of priority sector lending. Priority sector lending is a directed lending, that money to people. Okay, so that's how it is a priority sector advance, and the Reserve Bank of India already classified under priority sector, both the sectors, agriculture and the startups. Problem with the banker is bankers need to be convinced, and that convincing need to be in the language of the banker rather than the startups language.
Right.
Okay, the startups language means managerial language or management language is different, whereas bank understands it altogether in a different language. And that language, if people are adopting, that is startups are adopting and trying to explain the banker how their product process flows, where the profit is lying, how the product will be moved ahead, when they'll be reaching BEP, by what time they'll be having the profits. So that's entire the financial plan. If they could explain it in an understandable way to the banker are supporting. Bankers requirements are only two. One is this, second one is the collateral. Okay, at that collateral level only the startups are getting stuck, and as a result they are then reaching to either angel funding or venture capital or the cloud funding. So those methods the startups are adopting, and the bankers are not getting the good startups. Bankers are also in search of the startups because Reserve Bank of India and Government of India has compelled them to have the startup finance. Okay, startup scheme is there. No, every bank need to identify at least one entrepreneur every year. Okay, so for the last 4 years this scheme is on, but people are not means coming to they have their apprehension. Otherwise bankers will finance. Okay, as far as private finance concerned, that private or NBFC financing, cloud financing, venture capital, angel funding, that is always there. Okay, that's always there, and it is not going to affect. Rather than the Reserve Bank of India is of opinion that will be more opened up. Private segment will be opened up in a bigger way because they are risk evaluators. They really carry the proper due diligence, and they do the funding assessment, and then only they fund it, and they are ready to take the risk because they are earning a bigger profits also. Bankers, they don't earn that way. Okay, yeah. So this is what about the situation about the private funding versus the bank funding
situations. Thank you, sir. It was really knowledgeable. The questions are coming back to back. One more questions in continuation, that as you just mentioned, that approaching to banker, but approaching to banker is sometimes it's costly for the startup.
See,
what will be your suggestions? And because startups are already crunched with their
I know, because being a practically banker, worked as a banker, I know that what kind of difficulties any startup or entrepreneur for that matter, why we should use the word the startup. Not only startup, even entrepreneur, okay, who already settled into the business will have a difficulty. Okay, right. So the difficulty is only reaching, but actually, to be very frank, no need to have any sort of apprehensions to reach. Okay, if at all you want to reach a particular banker today, every bank is on web. Every bank is having their own website. Every bank is having a particular column in their website for any requirement of a loan. There you can just put your requirement. Even 59 minutes loan is there for existing setups. Okay, even CDB also has got their own line for MSMEs. So likewise, there are multiple channels through which you can apply. No need to go physically. You apply online, then you will get a call then you go to that bank. So automatically things will be in line. Okay.
Perfect.
So actual problem is the perceptual problem. Because bank, when we go, whom to meet, how to meet, where to meet, which time is better, these are all issues.
Right.
And when we go, we see a lot of crowd, and the banker just disposes of us in within 2 minutes. And as a result, we never know that whether branch manager is interested in our project or not. So better we should make the bank to know that your project and your requirement for funding, then bank will give a call to you, because now everything is online, and once online record is created, that is being tracked and followed up. Okay.
Right,
And
sir.
through SIDBI is there, through directly also is there. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for guiding. There are a lot of questions in the chat box, and
No
people are
problem, no problem.
But yes, as we are
Not
already
only banking, all the
across-
products market need customer support. So can we approach, sir? Huh? Why I did not get, not only banking, the product market need customer support. Yes, definitely. You that if I am really helpful to you.
But I request, sir has mentioned their mail ID, or I have also mentioned my mail ID. You can put your questions on my mail. I'll roll out to sir. So they will definitely guide us. Now, I'll thank you again, Kokulni sir, for valuable and knowledgeable session. This will going to help our startup to update their business model and adapt with upcoming changes. So we have completed our first day of workshop. At the morning session, we have completed inauguration with Sudhir sir. Then there will be a knowledge session from the Jeet sir. They have updated us for the mighty scheme for the startups. And now Kokulni sir updated us about the changing business model. And at the afternoon, we have group discussion session with the founders. So here we have completed the workshop day 1. I thank you all the participants, speakers. And today we will meet at 11 o'clock for the expert panel discussion. The topic is emerging opportunities post COVID-19. So thank you again. I will see you at tomorrow 11 o'clock.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pradeep. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Thumb.
Pradeep, hello.
Yes, sir.
Could I speak with
Hello.
you?
Yeah.
Mr. Pradeep, this is Sendil Mahesh here.
Yeah, please. Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not audible to you. Can you please repeat?
Regarding today morning session, we would like to access that. Can we have that?
Sorry, sir, you are not audible. Can you repeat it?
As well as you guys. I would like to have the presenters, people who spoke on the panel, like their PPTs and their contact details, as well as your contact details.
Yeah, I'll put my contact details and mail ID in the chat box.
Okay.
Yes. Please put your mail ID. So we'll share you the link for the tomorrow's panel discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions from other participants? So I'm going to put my mail ID in the chat box. ID. Okay. Pradeep at AIC-Pinnacle.org and mobile number 8421861558. So yeah, I mentioned my mail ID and mobile number in the chat box. You can reach me. So again, I would also like to inform we have launched cohort for the startup. We are selecting 10 startups for that cohort. So we have received the 400 applications today. So we have to conclude the date in 25 December. So Please apply. We'll share application link with you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
There is a doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
So actually, for tomorrow's session, do we need to again log in from this ID, right?
Yeah. We need to login ID and password same for 2 days.
Okay,
so
sure.
From the same ID, same password.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a great session meeting you all.
Yeah, thank you, Ichita.
Sure.
Thank you all of you. Then we have stop here for today. We will meet tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the topic panel discussion. Emerging opportunities post-COVID. Thank you. Thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.